Chapter 483. After leaving the villa, Fong Ping called Old Wang. In the end, before they could talk about sealing the door, Old Wang said that he was going into seclusion to achieve upper stage rank 5. He would probably not come out until the catacombs opened. With that, Fong Ping gave up on the idea of talking about this for now. Currently, even if they could work together to seal the door, it would only benefit Fong Ping. Since Old Wang was going into closed-door cultivation to break through to upper stage rank 5, Fong Ping could not bring this up again. Ever since his instructor had fallen into the catacombs 2 years ago, Wang Jinyang had been thinking about it. Now that the catacombs were about to open, he wanted to increase his strength too. Naturally, Fong Ping could not mention helping him anymore. However, Fong Ping was still very surprised that Old Wang had achieved upper stage rank 5 so quickly. Upper stage rank 5 required the reconstruction of more than 200 meridians in the entire body. Even if it was one per day, it would still take more than half a year. Wang Jinyang had returned to NMU after the new year and had broken through to middle stage rank 5. It had not even been 2 months since then, and he was already preparing to break through to upper stage. He wasn't like Li Hansong, who directly attained half a golden body in one day. However, Fong Ping usually did not ask too much about matters related to cultivation. Everyone had their own secrets, and it wasn't a good thing to ask too much. However, he could roughly guess what was going on. It was nothing more than self-mutilation to revive the indestructible substance and reconstruct his meridians time and time again in order to speed up the process. He did not think about sealing the door anymore. Since he was going to the Tian'an catacombs for the first time, he should start making preparations. Information was the most basic. Fong Ping collected a lot of information from MCMEU, the military department, Polaris City, Tian'an Martial Arts University, Tian'an House of Governors, and various other places. He began to search for detailed information about the Tian'an catacombs. The information provided by the military department was the most detailed. However, Fong Ping had asked Qin Fengqing to keep in touch with Fatty Jiangchao in Startown, so he had obtained some information that was relatively confidential. In the middle of April, Wu Quishan and the other two were the first to leave for Tian'an. They had been recruited by the military this time and were not considered independent martial artists. They still had to listen to the military's battle plans. After the three of them left, Lu Polu also went down to the Magic City catacombs. When the Tian'an catacombs opened, he still had to prevent the other catacombs from taking the opportunity to cause trouble. Huang Jing began to oversee MCMEU just in case. Among the grandmasters, only Old Man Li was free and could move around as he pleased. However, Huang Jing was keeping a close eye on this old man, forbidding him from entering the catacombs. Library. In late April, Qin Fengqing officially entered middle stage rank 5. Right now, he was researching information about the catacombs in Tian'an with Fong Ping. The Tian'an catacombs are among the 23 catacombs in Sino Nation. They're not that strong. They have 11 cities in total, 2 less than the Magic City catacombs. Moreover, the strength of Tiannan's catacomb cities, relatively speaking, they're slightly weaker than Magic City's catacombs. As for the geographical distribution, it's more or less the same. The original Tian'an city was also at the edge of the southern Forbidden Sea. The catacombs are in the north, and there are other cities on the east and west sides. Furthermore, there are some forbidden areas for demonic beasts and demonic plants. At the end, it's probably the domain of both sides. At this moment, Qin Fengqing was drawing. One had to admit that this guy was really good at drawing. As he spoke, a simplified map of the Tian'an catacombs was quickly presented before Fong Ping. Fong Ping also had a map with him. This map was provided by the military department. Qin Fengqing insisted on hand-drawing it himself to deepen his impression. This fellow was much more familiar with maps than Fong Ping. As Qin Fengqing drew, he said in a low voice, "There are 2 domains, one in the east and one in the west." I asked Fatty Jiang. The Tian'an catacombs should be the 11 southern territories. If the division of small territories is done in a regular order, then one of the 2 domains leads to the 10 southern territories, and the other leads to the 12 southern territories. Fong Ping glanced at him and frowned slightly. "Are you really going to the domain of the domain? I can't go to the cities. I can't hide my aura. I can't go to the forbidden areas either. The monsters are too strong. As for the other places, I don't know if there are good things there. There's no one in the domain of the domain. According to Fatty Jiang, the average person can't enter the domain of the domain. If there are good things there, there should be more domain of the domain. Taking advantage of this war, I'll sneak over and take a look. Whether there are benefits or not, I'll know once I take a look. Fong Ping tapped the table lightly. There are forbidden areas on both the east and west sides, similar to Magic City's catacombs. It's extremely dangerous to cross them. If you really want to go, the most convenient way is to walk along the forbidden coast on both sides. But the Forbidden Sea is also extremely dangerous, even more dangerous than the cities. At this point, Fong Ping shook his head. We'll see. The main purpose of me going in this time is to help Wang Jinyang find his instructor. Even if he's really dead, I hope to find his remains. When the catacombs martial artists fight with us, most of the time, they collect the spoils of war, kill people, and bury them on the spot. Let's see if we can find him. The catacombs martial artists and humans have been fighting for so many years. Everyone has a set of rules. Under normal circumstances, when the enemy dies in battle, someone will collect the corpse, even if it's a mutilated corpse. However, Zhang Qingnan did not manage to evacuate during the Great Evacuation. If he really died, no one would collect his corpse. Therefore, the probability of him being buried is higher. As he said that, Fong Ping stretched out his hand and drew a line on the map. Tiannan City faces Rose City in the northwest. The distance between the two is 170 miles. The area in between is relatively large. If I want to find someone, we'll search in this area. The probability of finding him is the highest. Qin Fengqing raised his head. Are you sure that he's dead? If he was not dead, naturally, he would not stay here forever. Fong Ping sighed softly. What do you think? I think he's dead too. A rank 5 martial artist who stayed in the catacombs for 2 years. He's not me. Qin Fengqing. Fong Ping could not be bothered with him. He thought for a while and said, back then, the Yang family's old ancestor died while crossing territories. Which territory did he want to cross? Probably to 10 southern territories. As Qin Fengqing said that, he added 7 southern territories, Magic City catacombs. 8 southern territories, Donglin catacombs. 9 southern territories, Nanjiang catacombs. 10 southern territories, North Lake catacombs. I heard that 2 years ago, North Lake catacombs was in turmoil. Pudgy Jiang doesn't know the details, but if the Paragon old ancestor wants to cross territories, he should go to 10 southern territories. The 12 southern territories are West Sea catacombs. West Sea catacombs have not been very active these years. Fong Ping exhaled. I asked, is this the first time he crossed territories? Logically speaking, he's been in charge for so many years. He should have crossed territories before, right? Why did he fail this time? Qin Fengqing shook his head. I don't know about that. Other than those Paragon old ancestor, not many people know about these things. Fong Ping did not ask further. He continued to look at the map. Not only the map, but also some introductions of the strength of some cities, some special treasures of Tiannan catacombs, and so on. Although he did not enter the catacombs for resources this time, if he could get some, it would be good. After looking at it for a while, Fong Ping said, I'll prepare some things these 2 days. I'll leave for Tiannan on the 25th. Qin Fengqing, it's your freedom to go wherever you want, but I still have to remind you that your life is your own. There are many catacombs. If you really want to enter the catacombs, Tiannan is not the best choice. I know. It's up to you. I'll leave first. Fong Ping did not say much. It was Qin Fengqing's freedom to go wherever he wanted. If he really died, he could not blame anyone else. The night of April 24th. In the dormitory, Fong Ping was packing his things when Chen Yunqi knocked on the door and entered the room. After helping Fong Ping tidy up the room quietly, Chen Yunqi bit her lip and said suddenly, Fong Ping, I want to go back to South Capital. Fong Ping looked at her and asked doubtfully, go back to see your parents? No. I want to go back to South Capital for a while. I might not go back to MCMEU for a few months. Chun Yunshi took a deep breath and said, before Grandpa went to Tianan, he called me and said that he left something for me to improve my strength. He left it at South Capital Martial Arts University. When I go back this time, I'll take the things first, then I want to go to South Capital Catacombs to train. In MCMU, it'll be very difficult for me to have a chance to train, including the Magic City Catacombs. Nowadays, people like us don't have many opportunities to show off. The situation at South Capital Catacombs is not as bad as here. High-rank martial artists rarely fight. Middle and low-rank martial artists have more opportunities. Fong Ping tidied up the documents on the table and said, Yunshi, don't put so much pressure on yourself. You're different from us. What we have, you might not have. Whether it's me or Li Han Song and the others, we're all different from you. I know. But I also know that hard work will reap rewards. Chun Yunshi bit her lip. After a moment of silence, she continued, Senior Chin's talent isn't good, but he still entered middle stage rank 5 quickly. Although he can't compare to you, he's not far behind. My talent is much better than Senior Chin's, and I have Grandpa's support. I've been left behind because I haven't worked hard enough. Martial artists who were close to being thrice honed. Although martial artists who had been thrice honed when they reached the 3 middle ranks, other than the advantages of vitality and physique, their cultivation was no different from others. However, the number of bone honing times was actually the strength of one's talent. The stronger one's talent, the higher the efficiency of energy absorption and conversion. Honing a few times was not just a matter of the degree of bone honing in the 3 lower ranks. CLA and Chun Yunshi, compared to people like Qin Fengqing, if they ate the same pill, CLA could convert 80% for his own use. Chun Yunshi could convert at least 70%. As for Qin Fengqing, he could only convert about 50%. This was the difference in talent. Of course, modern martial artists did not place too much emphasis on talent. A higher efficiency of absorption and conversion did not mean that one's achievements were higher than others. Many grandmasters were actually only once-honed martial artists. Many twice-honed martial artists were also stuck in the 3 lower ranks for the rest of their lives. Fong Ping put away the information, looked at her for a while, and said again, You've also reached middle stage rank for now. Martial artists at this stage are not defenseless children. If I were a rank 9 paragon, I would definitely say don't go because I can protect you. It's not bad for you to be a vitality martial artist. It doesn't matter if you're weaker. But I'm only rank 6. I can't make these promises and guarantees. If you want to go, then go. Protect yourself. As he said that, Fong Ping turned around and went back to his room. After a while, he took out a bag and handed it to her, saying, There are some energy stones and 300 honing fruits in here. I can't use them now. The 100 honing fruits have been completely used up. I don't know if it's enough for you to cultivate to peak rank 4. Also, there's a little life essence. If you're injured, use it sparingly. Just use pills normally. Go to the logistics department and get more pills. You don't have to rely on your grandfather. After all, he's in charge of South Capital Martial Arts University. You're not the only descendant of the Qin family. Deduct credits from me. I have a lot of credits anyway. As Fong Ping said that, he smiled and said, Don't reject it. Chun Yunshi said weakly, I didn't reject it. Fong Ping choked for a while. He laughed and said, You're quite straightforward. Fine, let's do it this way. Also, get a set of rank 6 armor and wear it. Grandfather prepared a set of rank 7 monster armor for me, Chun Yunshi added in a low voice. Fong Ping was speechless again. He said with some anger and embarrassment, Next time, don't interrupt when I'm talking. I'm talking nicely. I'm showing off my manliness. But your grandfather prepared a rank 7 monster armor for you. What's so great about that? You think I don't have it? All right, Fong Ping didn't have it. However, his half-golden body was not necessarily weaker than a rank 7 monster armor. A rank 8 one was more like it. Armor made from the skin of a rank 8 golden body monster was still very useful to him. Unfortunately, MCMU didn't have it. The old vice-chancellor had killed one before. However, the leather armor was exchanged for materials to forge a divine weapon. Normal items could not be exchanged for these precious materials. In the end, Wu Quishan's divine weapon was obtained. Those fellows in Startown did have it. However, Fong Ping had taken 5 of their divine weapons. If he took their armor, it would be hard to explain. Thinking about it, Fong Ping said arrogantly, "Your grandfather only prepared a rank 7 armor. In a few days, I'll give you a set of rank 8 armor. The one your grandfather prepared, it's not a problem, even if it's lost." Chun Yunxi's face broke into a bright smile. She nodded quickly. After a moment of hesitation, she said in a low voice, "Rank 7 armor is also very valuable. It's not good to lose it, right?" Fong Ping was speechless. "I'm just saying, you can really lose it. Moreover, I'm just saying a rank 8 armor. If you have it, you won't buy it. If you don't, you won't be able to buy it. Unless I kill it myself, or MCMU kills it. In MCMU, only Wu Quishan and Old Man Li had this ability. Old Man Li was not in a position to do it. Whether Wu Quishan could kill a rank 8 monster or not depended on luck." Fong Ping did not say anything more. Chun Yunxi did not continue either. After helping Fong Ping tidy up the house, Chun Yunxi left Fong Ping's dormitory and returned to her own. She packed her luggage and prepared to return to South Capital overnight. On the dormitory's balcony, looking at the slightly thin figure downstairs, Fong Ping's heart was filled with mixed feelings. In this era, female martial artists did not just have to take care of their husbands and children. At Chun Yunxi's level, she would also pursue her own martial path, carry out her own missions, and search for her own opportunities. This time, he was the one who saw Chun Yunxi off. Would she be safe in the South Capital catacombs? Would she be in danger? Fong Ping did not know. At this moment, Fong Ping suddenly understood how Chun Yunxi felt when she saw him off again and again. In the dim light, Chun Yunxi's figure gradually faded away. The entire dormitory area fell silent. More and more people left the school to search for their own opportunities in martial arts. Since Magic City's catacombs were sealed, many people had left the school to go to the catacombs in various places to participate in their own battles. CLA had left. He had left for a long time. Since the beginning of this semester, Fong Ping had not seen him much. Senior Liang Fenghua, Yi Qing, Liang Huabao, and the others had also gone their separate ways to the catacombs in various places. They had not returned yet. Zhao Lei and Fu Chanding had also entered rank for a few days ago and left together. Fong Ping had not seen Yang Xiaoman for a long time. He did not know if she was in closed-door cultivation or had gone to the catacombs. Zhao Xuemei, who had always been so determined that she did not seem like a woman, also carried an alloy staff 2 days ago and did not look back. When she left, Fong Ping did not send her off. Instead, he watched her leave from the balcony, just like today. The martial artists of this era, at this moment, Fong Ping suddenly did not know how to describe it. Were the martial artists of this era sad? Maybe also happy. How many people left and never returned? And how many people in this era shone brilliantly? Compared to the martial artists of hundreds and thousands of years, they shone even more brilliantly. There was no martial artist of any era that could be compared to the modern era. Chapter 484, 25th of April, Tian'an International Airport. When Fong Ping walked out of the airport with a Changdao at his waist, dressed in martial arts attire, the surroundings erupted in an instant. That's Fong Ping. Magic City Martial Arts University's Fong Ping, the #1 in martial arts universities, a rank 6 powerhouse. He's so young, so handsome. The airport staff, including some passengers, exclaimed when they saw Fong Ping. Fong Ping smiled and nodded slightly at the crowd around him. Behind him, Qin Fengqing was a little jealous. Motherf Astersker, showing off again? Was this bastard here to enter the catacombs, or to pretend to be 13? The distance between Magic City and Tian'an was not short. It was tiring for martial artists to fly. Driving would take a day and a night. Taking a plane was naturally the most convenient choice. Fong Ping had just caused a commotion when someone exclaimed again, "That's Wang Jinyang. So cool. Why are these people in Tian'an? I heard there were earthquakes around Mount Qingmong recently. Don't tell me evil sect martial artists are coming? Look, that looks like CCMU's Li Han Song. It's really him. He's here too. The exclamations came one after another. The arrival of a few prodigy martial artists caused the entire airport to be in an uproar. Qin Fengqing mourned silently. No one recognized him. Qin Fengqing? How sad. Even if he shaved his head bald, no one noticed him. It was even sadder. Fong Ping did not have time to care about him. He turned his head and glanced at Wang Jinyang and Li Hansong, who were walking from afar. Everyone had agreed to arrive together today. The flight time was about the same, so it was not surprising that they appeared at the airport together. After a while, Wang Jinyang walked over. He was not in a hurry to speak. When Li Hansong arrived, Wang Jinyang said, "Why are you here?" Li Hansong grinned. "We're brothers. Your instructor is our instructor. Of course, we'll help you find it." Wang Jinyang chuckled. "It's very dangerous. It's okay. We're brothers in this life. Moreover, I, Li Hansong, am not weak." Li Hansong looked confident. Fong Ping glanced at him and laughed suddenly. "Ironhead, you're almost rank 6, right?" Li Hansong grinned. "You can tell? Just a little bit more. I've already located the location of the Sanjiao Gate. Now, all that's left is to materialize it. Compared to before, I'm even stronger now. I can see it." His bones seemed to have recovered a little. "Great eyesight." Li Hansong grinned. After a while, he seemed to notice Qin Fengqing and asked in surprise, "Why is he here?" Qin Fengqing's face was extremely dark. "Did you just see me? I'm standing right here, and you just noticed me? Did you just notice me when I was bald and shiny? Why am I here? Why is this guy here?" These fellows had obviously left him behind when they were talking. They had only seen each other a few times, and they were already brothers for the rest of their lives. When did these fellows wear the same pair of pants? Qin Fengqing could not understand. Qin Fengqing did not utter a word. Fong Ping laughed and said, "Ignore him. Let's go. We still have to take a bus to get to Qingmong Mountain. They've evacuated already, right?" The entrance to Tianan's catacombs was in the vicinity of Mount Qingmong. It was unrealistic to evacuate the entire province. However, this time, Tianan still stirred up a huge commotion. All personnel in the 2 cities and 1 county near Qingmong Mountain had been evacuated. This was also a huge project. Now, people could only leave Qingmong Mountain, but not enter. However, martial artists like Fong Ping would not be a problem if they went over. Although middle-rank martial artists were not recruited, if middle-rank martial artists really wanted to go, they could stay as long as they followed the arrangements. As expected, Wang Jinyang and Li Hansong did not bother with Qin Fengqing anymore. Wang Jinyang said as he walked, "The ordinary people have already evacuated. Some martial artists are still maintaining order. The opening will probably happen in these 2 or 3 days." Fong Ping nodded slightly. After thinking for a while, he suddenly asked, "Right, does that child bride of yours know that you're here?" Wang Jinyang's expression stiffened instantly. He turned his head to look at Fong Ping. After a while, he said, "This mouth of yours, sometimes I really want to tear it apart." Qin Fengqing grinned and said, "Tear it apart. What kind of ability is all talk and no action?" Wang Jinyang ignored him and continued walking. He opened his mouth and said, "Is he following us? He's weaker. He'll drag us down." Qin Fengqing was a little annoyed. He gritted his teeth and said, "Don't I have a name? I'm standing right next to you." What do you mean?" After saying that, Qin Fengqing said proudly, "I'm also middle stage rank 5, the same rank as you. Why are you so proud?" Fong Ping glanced at him and sighed. "You don't even have this little bit of insight. You think you're a middle stage rank 5? Brother Wang is already upper stage ranked 5. He'll probably reach peak soon. I see that his flesh is already a little golden." Rank 5? Upper stage? Qin Fengqing's expression was livid. He had fallen behind again. The gap had widened again. Every time he thought that everyone had closed the gap, he realized that he was overthinking. This time, in order to achieve middle stage rank 5, he signed a 100-year contract to sell himself. In the end, Wang Jinyang had actually reached upper stage rank 5. Qin Fengqing's heart was filled with grief. He suppressed his bitterness and said, Where's Yao Qingjun? Before Fong Ping could speak, Li Hansong said, Old Yao's mentality seems to be materializing soon. He's still in closed-door cultivation this time, so he didn't come. But once this guy's mentality materializes, Fong Ping might not be stronger than him. As he said that, Li Hansong said with some envy, I thought I was strong enough. Golden Bones are so good. But now I realize that mentality is still awesome. He's only rank 5, and he's about to materialize. He's about to materialize? Fong Ping was also slightly surprised. It was indeed very fast. Actually, these guys' progress was quite fast. After the last Grandmaster Banquet, they had not made this much progress. As they were talking, they had already arrived outside the airport. When they arrived outside the airport, it caused another commotion. For ordinary people, it was still a rare sight for a few prodigy martial artists to appear at the same time. Fong Ping and the others did not interact with these people. They looked around. Fong Ping nodded toward the distance and walked in that direction, smiling. My high school classmates. You know them, right, Brother Wang? Yang Jian and Lu Ruoqi. Wang Jinyang's memory was not bad. He remembered these two and frowned slightly. They haven't evacuated yet? Tian'an Martial Arts University was not far from Qingmong Mountain. It was also within the evacuation range. Although they were martial arts university students, their abilities were too weak. There was not much use in staying. Both of them were peak rank 1 martial artists. Their sophomore year had not ended. It was not bad for a normal martial arts university to reach this stage. However, at this moment, they were indeed a little weak. Fong Ping explained, I asked earlier. Tian'an Martial Arts University students are now maintaining order around Qingmong Mountain. They will probably only evacuate at the end. I asked them to pick me up. I don't want to fly there. Wang Jinyang did not say anything else. Qin Fengqing curled his lips and said, Your classmate is only rank 1, and you're already rank 6. There's no justice in this world. This was a normal person, okay? Peak rank 1 sophomores. This was the norm. Fong Ping could be a rank 2 or 3, but he was a rank 6. There was no justice in this world. They boarded the car very quickly. Yang Jian was still a little excited when he saw Wang Jinyang, Li Hansong, and the others. Even when he saw Qin Fengqing, he greeted him excitedly. Hello, Senior Qin. This time, Qin Fengqing felt much better. See, I'm not really a nobody. There are still people who know me. Qin Fengqing could not find a sense of presence in front of Fong Ping and the others, so he sat in the passenger seat and chatted with Yang Jian. Fong Ping ignored them. He glanced at Lu Ruoqi and chuckled. Ruoqi is getting prettier and prettier. Yang Jian, that idiot, hasn't he taken you yet? Lu Ruoqi smiled and said nothing. Yang Jian, who was driving, laughed and said, I can't. Ruoqi has high standards. Many seniors from Tian'an Martial Arts University are also pursuing Ruoqi, but none of them have succeeded. Qin Fengqing heard that and said disapprovingly, It's all because you guys are spoiling her. She's a woman after all. Female martial artists are asking for a beating. Look at me, then look at Fong Ping. After beating those women into submission, they came to us voluntarily. Big guy, I see that you're not small, but you're not brave enough. If you want to pursue her, then beat her up. As soon as he said that, the car fell into silence. Wang Jinyang closed his eyes and did not listen. Li Hansong was also speechless. Could this idiot really find a girlfriend? Yang Jian laughed awkwardly, not knowing how to respond. Lu Ruoqi was not embarrassed. She took the opportunity to change the topic. Fong Ping, you guys coming here this time has something to do with the lockdown of Greenmang Mountain? Yes. The catacombs? Lu Ruoqi asked suddenly. Fong Ping turned his head to look at her and smiled. You know about it? Lu Ruoqi nodded slightly. I know a little, but not much. The school didn't tell us officially, but some rank 2 martial artists know about it. When more people know about it, it can't be hidden anymore. We're all in the same school. Plus, the school is evacuating recently. Many grandmasters have come to Greenmang Mountain. When we're maintaining order, we've also interacted with some people from the military department. I know a little in general. Can you tell me in detail? In the front seat, Yang Jian continued, is the catacombs really dangerous? Yes. At least for you guys, it's extremely dangerous. Fong Ping said a few simple sentences. In the end, both Yang Jian and Lu Ruoqi fell silent. After a while, Yang Jian suddenly smiled sheepishly and said, Tian'an Martial Arts University is on holiday this time. Zhihao and the others invited us to go to Nanjiang Martial Arts University together. I heard that Nanjiang also has a catacomb that's opened. Zhihao said that it's just opened. Fong Ping, can we go in? I heard that you're very close to the governor of Nanjiang. Fong Ping could not help but laugh. Both of you, Nanjiang's deputy governor is here. Why are you asking me? As soon as he said that, Yang Jian was instantly embarrassed. He had forgotten. Wang Jinyang seemed to be the deputy governor of Nanjiang. Wang Jinyang opened his eyes and smiled faintly. Rank 1 is still too dangerous. However, Nanjiang is building a new city recently, so there aren't many battles. You guys can go to the new city to help out and understand the catacombs. You don't have to leave the city. At this point, Fong Ping thought of something and asked, has the new city in the Nanjiang catacombs been named yet? Did you use the names of the cities I suggested last time? Wang Jinyang did not reply. He was too lazy to reply. How could this be? Using your name to name the city, Fong Ping really dared to say that. Everyone chatted and laughed along the way, so they did not feel too nervous. Yang Jian and Wang Jinyang were a little nervous, but when they saw them talking and laughing, they were not so nervous anymore. These few days, the atmosphere at Green Mang Mountain was very tense. The people from the military department and martial arts universities were all nervous. Even they were nervous. After seeing these guys, Yang Jian suddenly felt that these people's reputations in martial arts universities did not come out of thin air. They did not look nervous at all. Just as Fong Ping and the others arrived at a small town at the foot of Green Mang Mountain. Inside Green Mang Mountain, in a huge valley. At this moment, the valley had already become a huge military base. In a meeting room in the military base, Nan Yunyue suddenly said, Vice Chancellor Wu, why are those two brats here again? They're everywhere. When Nan Yunyue said this, she was a little speechless. She had just come out from Magic City Catacombs. As the number one person below the absolute peak, it was necessary for her to be here when the Tian'an Catacombs opened. However, she did not expect that the moment she arrived, those two MCMU brats would come right after. As soon as Nan Yunyue said this, someone in the crowd laughed and said, Chief Nan, who's here? Nan Yunyue's strength was extremely powerful. Everyone was quite interested in the people she paid attention to. Nan Yunyue said lightly, Fong Ping, Qin Fengqin. As soon as she said this, some people were surprised. Someone laughed and said, These two brats? Vice Chancellor Wu, what are these two brats doing here? Don't tell me they want to stage a scene in Tian'an and direct the catacombs' internal strife. Get them out of here as soon as possible. This isn't their battlefield. Other than some people from the military department who are responsible for staying behind and forbidding others from entering the quarantine area, everyone else should evacuate. Yeah, it's useless for them to come now. It's better to leave them for a few more years. Right now, everyone present was a grandmaster powerhouse. However, speaking of these young people, they were not impatient. These people were the current generation's prodigies, the hope of the future. No one wished for these people to die here prematurely. Wu Quishan chuckled and said, Don't worry about them. We do our thing, and they do theirs. This time in Tian'an, they can do whatever they want. Anyway, Tian'an is destined to erupt into an all-out war. If they have the ability, then they can turn Tian'an upside down. Vice Chancellor Wu, aren't you afraid that these two will die here? Everyone has their own fate. They're all rank 5 and 6 martial artists. We can't really be their babysitter. Not to mention, Wu Quishan said and laughed. Not to mention, instead of letting them run wild in other catacombs, it's better to leave them here. No matter how much trouble they cause, we don't have to be afraid. If they really go to other catacombs and cause a big commotion while we're here, then it'll be troublesome. As soon as he said this, Nan Yunyue suddenly said, That's true. Don't worry about them. What old Wu said made too much sense. Tianan was now the main battlefront. Even if these few fellows really caused a big commotion here, it would not matter. In other places, it was mainly to delay. If they caused a commotion, then it would be troublesome. Someone laughed and said, "From what you guys are saying, these few fellows can really cause some commotion?" It's hard to say. Everyone discussed animatedly. After a while, Nan Yunyue returned to the main topic. She said with a serious expression, "The passageway will open in these 2 days." As expected, on the other side of the passageway, there are many powerhouses gathered in the Tianan catacombs. The moment the passageway opens, we'll enter and defeat the other party. The first task is not to kill the enemy, but to chase the other party out of the passageway and not allow them to enter the ground to fight. Everyone, this battle, we will not retreat. Understood? Everyone responded. Nan Yunyuan nodded slightly and looked around, looking at everyone one by one. In her heart, she sighed softly. Once she gave the order, not retreat, then there was no room for discussion. No matter how dangerous the situation was, retreat was not allowed. The meeting ended quickly. These past few days, such meetings had actually been held many times. What was said now was just a cliché. The meeting ended. Tang Feng and the others walked out of the conference room. As they walked, Tang Feng said helplessly, "These few brats messed around blindly. Zhang Qingnan is probably already dead. NMU didn't even stop them. Isn't this nonsense?" Wu Quishan shook his head and said, "They can't stop them. Who from NMU will stop them? Don't worry too much. These few brats won't die so easily. Besides, we went in first and attracted attention. They'll be relatively safer. There's no need to worry too much." As he said that, Wu Quishan glanced at Li Mo and the others not far away and said in a low voice, "Instead, this group of people from Star Town, I'm afraid they have other motives." Lu Fengru saw that Wu Quishan had activated the mentality barrier and said casually, "To find the body of the fallen apex." Wu Quishan was a little surprised. Lu Fengru said lightly, "Fong Ping said it. The people from Star Town said it themselves." Among the group from last time, there was a little fatty with a big mouth. Some of Star Town's secrets were revealed. Wu Quishan was a little speechless and did not know whether to laugh or cry. He said helplessly, "This group of people from Star Town thought it was a secret, so it was already leaked long ago?" Laughing aside, Wu Quishan thought for a while and said, "Logically speaking, when a Paragon powerhouse has fallen, it's reasonable to find his body. However, if a Paragon has fallen, it must be extremely dangerous. To put it more realistically, he's already dead. Is it worth risking the lives of so many rank 7 and 8 martial artists? There's even a rank 9 leading the team. If these people also fall, it'll be a huge loss." Lu Fengru swept a glance over there and said in a low voice, "There should be a reason. Maybe the corpse of a Paragon powerhouse is related to something. Maybe it's related to the secrets of a Paragon powerhouse. Maybe a new Paragon can be born if the corpse is found. What do you think?" Wu Quishan nodded slightly. This was possible. For so many years, the only Paragon who had truly walked out from the outside world was Minister Zhang. Perhaps there was a reason why it was so difficult for a Paragon to be born. Nowadays, there were actually quite a number of rank 9 powerhouses. There were dozens in Sino Nation and hundreds in the world. However, in the past 100 years, the number of Paragons who were born could be counted on one hand. Desperate straits, Wu Quishan murmured. This realm was too far away from them. He would not think about it for now. As for Star Town, there was no need to care. Let them be. Fong Ping and the others who had just arrived at the town at the foot of the mountain did not know that they had already been noticed. The town was now under military control. The ordinary people had all evacuated. Only some people from the military department and martial arts university students were patrolling. Fong Ping and the others showed their martial arts licenses. No one made things difficult for them. These people were the living signboards of martial arts universities. Most people knew them. After walking for a while, Fong Ping looked at Yang Jian and Lu Ruoqi and said, "You guys should leave early. You don't have to accompany us. We'll go up the mountain in the afternoon." "All right. Be careful." The two of them did not say much. The martial arts universities had indeed started to evacuate today. They were only rank 1 martial artists, so they were also included in the evacuation. After watching the two of them leave, Fong Ping smiled and said, "I'll go see the MCMEU instructor later. Everyone, do as you please. We'll enter when the passageway is cleared." The few of them nodded. Wang Jinyang glanced at the green glow mountains, his gaze slightly complicated. Ever since he left Tian'an 2 years ago, he had not been back. That day, he said that he would open the passageway and rescue his instructor when he became a grandmaster. Now, 2 years had passed, but grandmaster was nowhere in sight. He had to wait until the passageway's seal automatically dispersed. Chapter 485, April 26th. Within MT Qingmong. At this moment, the entrance to the catacombs in the middle of the valley had been excavated. Around the valley, countless cannons were aimed at them. Further outside, countless modern military equipment was ready to strike at any time. Once someone really manages to charge out, Qimong Mountain will no longer exist. Tang Feng said softly. Then he shook his head slightly and said, "But when that time comes, we won't be able to stop them. That means there's more than 1 rank 9s. Actually, it won't be of much use." With modern technological weapons, it was not difficult to deal with powerhouses below rank 7. Against some rank 7 powerhouses, there was actually a chance. On the military department side, they even had real energy stone cannons with unparalleled power. If countless energy stone cannons were fired in unison, it would not be difficult for them to get rid of rank 7s. But when one reached rank 8, these things were practically useless. A rank 8 golden body was said to be immortal. Although rank 8s could also fall, powerhouses would only be killed by powerhouses. Even if these people were at the center of the nuclear explosion, unless they were stupid enough to not move at all, they would have already run away before their weapons even landed on them. The temperature at the center of a nuclear explosion was enough to vaporize all indestructible substances. The crux of the matter was that he was too mobile, and it was impossible to hit him. The destructive power of the border area might not be able to kill these rank 8s. Fong Ping did not pay too much attention to this. Instead, he looked around and was speechless. Grandmasters are everywhere. I've seen more than 80 of them. There are even 5 or 6 rank 9s. As he said that, Fong Ping whispered, "Instructor Tang, you're only a rank 7, and you've just achieved it. You won't take the lead, will you?" In terms of danger, the people in front were more dangerous. Tang Feng shook his head and said softly, "From MCMU's side, the vice-chancellor is at the front. We'll follow behind." As he spoke, he added, "Rank 9 powerhouses, a total of 12 have come this time." "So many?" Fong Ping was shocked. He had never seen 12 rank 9s before. No, he did not even know that many rank 9s. Today, the only level 9 powerhouses he knew were Wu Chuan, Zhao Xingwu, Nen Yunyue, Zhang Weiyu, and Elder Fan. Fong Ping saw Nen Yunyue and Zhang Weiyu. Wu Chuan, who had always been everywhere, was not here this time. It was normal for Zhang Weiyu to be here. He was the guardian of the West. The Tian'an catacombs were located in the southwest region, which was under his jurisdiction. These people were all stationed around the valley and had yet to leave. Tang Feng whispered to Fong Ping, gesturing, "Do you see the square-faced middle-aged man in the north?" "Yes." Top powerhouse from the central government, grade 9 Great Grandmaster Wang Yu, ranked 10th in China. "Him? The one behind Guardian Wu?" Fong Ping hurriedly cast a few mentality barriers, whispering, "Old Wu is already so weak. Why did the central government send this grandmaster here?" Tang Feng's expression darkened. F***CK. What rank do you think you are? He was the 10th rank 9, and you despised him for being weak? No. Even Wu Chuan was despised. Tang Feng gritted his teeth and said in a low voice, "Don't talk nonsense. Grandmaster Wang Yu isn't weak. With his sky-piercing spear, he made a name for himself as the Northern Spear King at rank 6. Northern Spear King? Fong Ping whispered. Is there another Southern Spear King? Yes, but he didn't come this time. Tang Feng continued, gesturing. The one in the northwest, the one next to Grandmaster Wang Yu, Dragon King Lin Long, is also a Grandmaster powerhouse from the central government. Fong Ping nodded, continuing, I think I've seen this person's information before, the one ranked 17th in the rank 9 ranking. Yes, that's him. Tang Feng continued, the one with white hair and long hair in the west. Fong Ping said hurriedly, I've seen the photo. Axe King Xing Kaiwen, ranked 21st in rank 9. I heard that he used a sword when he was young, but he was beaten until he broke down and switched to using an axe. Tang Feng coughed softly, saying in a low voice, Don't talk nonsense. Guardian Wu beat him up? Ah? When Guardian Wu was young, he was also quite arrogant. The old vice-chancellor was a swordsman. At that time, Axe King called himself the Sword King. Anyway, it was just a casual remark, but Guardian Wu wasn't too happy about it. He sparred with him a few times and forced him to switch to using an axe. Cough, 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 Fong Ping chuckled. There's such a thing? I didn't expect that. There are many things you don't know. Tang Feng also laughed. Right? There's another swordsman here. The one in the east, the one in the military uniform. Do you know him? Fong Ping stared at him for a while. In the end, he seemed to have been discovered. The stern-faced, middle-aged man glanced at him, nodded slightly, and was still considered polite. Tang Feng and Fong Ping hurriedly nodded as well. Fong Ping said in a low voice, I'm not too familiar. His clothes are similar to Commander Zhou's. The military department's deputy commander? Yes, the military department's second-ranking deputy commander. Fong Ping immediately understood. I know. High Grandmaster Li Daong. Old man Li mentioned him once. He's considered half a disciple of Commander Li. He's also a distant relative of old man Li. Tang Feng glared at him. This kid had never been well-behaved when he called people. Too lazy to correct him. Tang Feng explained. They're unrelated relatives. The surname Li is a common surname, but he's indeed from the same hometown as old Li, Dean Li. This time, he's the person in charge of the military department. Fong Ping nodded. This time, he knew many ranked 9 grandmasters. One of the 3 ministers came. One of the 4 main guardians came. The few grandmaster powerhouses in the central government, the grandmaster powerhouses in the military department, the grandmaster powerhouses among the people. To say that they were among the people, they had high or low positions in the government. After calculating for a while, Fong Ping was slightly speechless. Martial arts universities actually don't have rank 9. The education department does. Martial arts universities have not been established for a long time. There are some rank 7s and 8s, but not many rank 9s. However, strictly speaking, Dragon King Lin Long and Guardian Wu of the South are all martial arts university students. Dragon King graduated from CCMAU, Guardian Wu from MCMAU. They're also the most outstanding graduates of the 2 famous universities. The others are actually not young anymore. Some of them are from the sect. Sect? Fong Ping said in surprise. From the sect? Isn't there only one rank 9 in the sect, Alliance Leader Zhao? I'm talking about their previous identities. Before the establishment of CCMAU, the sects were the only source of martial arts knowledge among the people. Among these people, some of their martial arts foundations were learned in the sects, and they left the sects later on. Tang Feng said with a smile, Where do you think those powerhouses and instructors came from when martial arts universities were first established? The government trained some of them, and some of them were actually converted from the sect. Even MCMAU recruited some people from the sect to be instructors at the beginning of the school's establishment. My instructor actually came from the sect world. I see. Fong Ping understood and asked again, Instructor, does CCMU only have one rank 9 graduate? More than that, but he died in battle. Tang Feng sighed softly. During the capital city catacombs battle, many of CCMU's grandmasters died in battle, including a rank 9 powerhouse. Compared to CCMAU, MCMU's foundation is still not as good. Fong Ping did not ask anymore, looking around. He also saw quite a few familiar faces. Chun Yaoting, Su Zhan, and some grandmasters who had participated in the Grandmaster Banquet before. He also saw Li Mo. There were also many grandmasters with Li Mo. Fong Ping glanced at them. There were 7 or 8 of them. The Grandmasters of Star City. Seeing Fong Ping looking in the direction of Star City, Tang Feng said again, Star City also has a rank 9 Grandmaster here, Grandmaster Yang Daohong. Someone from the Yang family? The descendant of the fallen apex? Should be. Fong Ping muttered. According to Pudgy Jiang and the others in Star City, among the 13 families, not every family has a rank 9 Grandmaster. Even if there is, it's the limit for each family to have one. If that's the case, is the Yang family's strongest powerhouse here? The Yang family's ancestor had fallen, and now even the strongest rank 9 had come. It was obvious that this matter was extremely important. As they were talking, Lu Fengru came over in the air, bellowing, "All of you retreat first." Fong Ping asked hurriedly, "Is it going to open?" "Soon, within the next few hours." At this moment, the rank 9 Grandmasters outside the passageway were also whispering. Fong Ping did not delay. He turned his head and said to Wang Jinyang and Qin Fengqing, "Let's retreat first. Dig a hole on the nearby hill and hide." As soon as he said that, Lu Fengru's eyebrows twitched continuously. Tang Feng's expression was also dark. He bellowed, "Retreat to the bottom of the hill." What was this guy thinking? Dig a hole to hide? Fong Ping coughed dryly. "It's dark under the light. If they really rush out, it's actually safer here. Besides, it's also convenient to observe from here. Besides, they might not be able to rush out." Tang Feng wanted to say more. "Below," Nan Yunyue shouted, "In position." As soon as she said that, Lu Fengru quickly said, "Later, no one will care if you live or die. Protect yourselves." After saying that, Lu Fengru and Tang Feng quickly landed in the valley. The Grandmasters from other places also landed one after another, including the powerhouses from Polaris City. On the surrounding hills, there were still a few Grandmasters who had not landed. Instead, they were guarding the 4 sides. Some middle-ranked martial artists from the military did not leave either. They were each deployed. In the huge valley, including the surroundings, there were only a few idlers like Fong Ping. On CCMU's side, Li Hansong quickly ran over. He said with slight worry, "Our Vice-Chancellor is here too. Dean Su is here too. I hope it's okay." This time, CCMU had sent 2 Grandmasters, the peak rank 8 Vice-Chancellor and the rank 7 Suzhan. After hearing that, Fong Ping walked toward another hill and said, "It's okay. There are so many Grandmasters. There are a lot of rank 9s. How can something go wrong so easily? Let's find a place to hide first, lest we get killed by our own people." Fong Ping scanned his surroundings. He could sense a sense of danger. This was not the lock-on of a powerhouse, but the lock-on of a technological weapon. If there was an accident in the passageway, this place would be razed to the ground. Fong Ping did not want to be killed by his own people before he died in the hands of the enemy. If that happened, the government would not give up on the military attack just because they were here. After a while, the 4 of them quickly dug a hole on another hill. They crawled into the hole. The top was covered with a huge rock, revealing a gap. They could see the situation at the passageway entrance. Li Hansong said unconfidently, "Is there any use in digging a hole here? If they really rush out, they can find us with just a sweep of their mentality. Stop talking nonsense. I have my ways when the time comes." Fong Ping said softly, "Besides, do you really want the enemy to rush out? There are almost 100 Grandmasters guarding here. If they rush out, then we're done for." "I know. I don't want the catacombs martial artists to rush out either. I'm just worried." Li Hansong was still a little nervous. He was really nervous. He did not see the battle that gathered more than 100 Grandmasters, even when the 6 cities in Capital City joined forces. Previously in the Capital City Catacombs battle, there were a few rank 9s who participated in the battle of the high ranks. There were not many rank 7s and 7s, just more than 10 of them. It was unlike Tiannan's side, where more than 100 people gathered directly. The few of them spoke softly. Time passed by slowly. Fong Ping could sense that in the alloy house, the energy fluctuations of the vortex were gradually getting stronger and faster. It looked like the passageway would open soon. At this moment, Fong Ping also saw the movements of the Grandmasters below. A few rank 9 grandmasters had their own divine weapons in their hands. Wu Quishan and the others also had their divine weapons in their hands quickly. However, there were not many rank 7 and 8 martial artists who had divine weapons. There were about 80 to 90 rank 7 and 8 martial artists present, but only 10 or so had divine weapons. However, when he saw the group of people from Star City, Fong Ping could not help but say in a low voice, "Star City is really rich. Everyone has a divine weapon." Qin Fengqing said in a low voice, "I heard from Fatty Jiang that there are almost 100 divine weapons over at Star City. When you think about it, it's normal. They have more than 10 old ancestors who have been suppressing the catacombs for hundreds of years. Killing one monster a year is already that many." As he spoke, below, Nan Yunyue, who was holding a short saber, shouted, "Rank 9 martial artists, get ready to enter." As soon as she said that, the rank 9 martial artists took a step forward one after another. The atmosphere was extremely solemn. In the sky above the valley, even the white clouds were instantly crushed by the powerhouse's qi, disappearing without a trace. Fong Ping and the others did not speak anymore. The huge Qingmong Mountain was dead silent at this moment. In this environment that was so quiet that it could make one collapse, Nan Yunyue suddenly let out a roar. "Enter!" In the next moment, more than 10 rank 9 powerhouses leaped and stepped directly into the vortex. In less than 3 seconds after stepping into the vortex, the mouth of the vortex fluctuated violently. A wave of extremely dense energy erupted from the mouth of the vortex. The explosion of energy almost instantly deformed and collapsed the alloy house. Fong Ping's expression was extremely solemn. A great battle had erupted in the passageway. There were too many powerhouses participating in the battle. The energy overflowed directly, causing the alloy house made of A-class alloy to explode. The toughness of A-class alloy could not withstand the explosive power of these top-notch powerhouses at all. The moment the energy tide erupted, not only did it explode the alloy house, but the valley was also split open in an instant. Some small hills were directly flattened. Outside the passageway, the Grandmasters did not attack to defend either. After waiting for about 10 seconds, a middle-aged rank 8 in military uniform shouted, "Rank 8 enter!" As soon as he said that, more than 20 golden-bodied powerhouses leaped out, stepping into the mouth of the vortex in an instant. Fong Ping saw Wu Quishan and Qin Yaoding. Boom! The energy tide from the mouth of the vortex erupted even more violently. The entire valley was swept away again and again, directly sinking a few meters deep out of thin air. Fong Ping and the others' expressions were solemn. The great battle in the passageway was more intense than expected. More than 10 rank 9s and more than 20 rank 8s had entered, yet they still could not chase the enemy out of the passageway. It could be seen that the strength of the enemy in the passageway should not be weaker than here. Has the catacombs mobilized in full force? At this moment, the few of them had the same thought. If not, the tutelary plant monster was incomparably huge. It might be difficult for them to enter the passageway. Some of the tutelary beasts were also incomparably huge. They might not be able to enter. 11 cities, 11 city masters. That was also only 11 rank 9 powerhouses. After all, on Tianan's side, Nan Yunyue, Zhang Weiyu, and the others were all top-notch powerhouses below the Paragon. However, even with so many people, they still could not defeat the other party. It could be seen that the other party had more than 11 rank 9s. Or perhaps there were also top-notch powerhouses like Nan Yunyue. Outside the vortex, there were still a large number of rank 7 martial artists who had not entered. Among them, there were many military grandmasters dressed in military uniforms standing in front, waiting for the right time. Just as Fong Ping and the others were worrying, the vortex suddenly fluctuated. The next moment, a few figures stepped out of the vortex. The grandmasters at the periphery did not seem to see who it was. At this moment, Fong Ping saw Lu Fengru's saber, Tang Feng's fist, Su Zhan's spear. The moment the other party stepped out, these grandmasters attacked one after another. Boom! Countless celestiality intertwined. An earth-shattering explosion resounded throughout the entire Qingmong Mountain. The few figures that dashed out of the vortex were reduced to dust almost instantly. In the pit, Li Hansong said in disbelief, "How did they rush out? So many rank 9s and rank 8s had gone in. How could the enemies still rush out?" Fong Ping growled, "Shut up. It's okay. Our people probably let them out on purpose. Didn't you see that these grandmasters were prepared?" The grandmasters below were orderly, killing the enemies that rushed out in an instant. After these people were killed, there were no more movements in the vortex. They continued to wait for a while. The fluctuations of the energy tide had already eased. After waiting for a while more, a middle-aged man in military uniform shouted, "Enter." As soon as he finished speaking, the rank 7 grandmasters stepped into the vortex one after another. Lu Fengru walked at the back. Before she left, she turned around and shouted, "Enter at least an hour later." After saying this, Lu Fengru stepped into the vortex and disappeared from the spot. Fong Ping clenched his fists, not saying a word. After these people left, there was no one below. There were only a few grandmasters guarding the surrounding mountains who did not enter. They would not enter this time either, to prevent the evil sect from attacking outside. Fong Ping and the others did not walk out of the pit, continuing to wait. The energy riot at the mouth of the vortex was getting weaker and weaker. Fong Ping knew that the intensity of the battle in the passageway must have weakened. Most of the powerhouses should have rushed into the catacombs. However, the energy tide had not completely calmed down. There might still be some powerhouses fighting in the passageway. The Battle of the Catacombs. This thought rose in Fong Ping's mind. It must be like this. Otherwise, it would not have come to this. Hundreds of grandmasters actually could not drive the enemy out of the passageway completely. After another half an hour or so, the energy tide of the vortex had completely calmed down. Fong Ping growled, go down." In the next moment, they rushed out one after another, running toward the mouth of the vortex below. On a nearby mountain, a powerhouse in military uniform shouted coldly, "Enter and don't come out. You are not allowed to leave the catacombs within 24 hours. Whoever steps out of the passageway, kill without mercy." At this moment, they could enter but not leave. Anyone who came out of the vortex would be treated by the catacombs martial artists. This was also the reason why those grandmasters showed no mercy when someone came out of the vortex previously. Fong Ping and the others turned a deaf ear, stepping into the vortex in an instant. After these people left, someone sighed softly. These kids just had to get involved in this mess. The rank 9 powerhouses broke out in a great battle in the passageway. They could not defeat the enemy. These people outside understood that the worst situation had happened. Tian and Catacombs had gathered more than 10 rank 9s. Not long after Fong Ping and the others left, a stalwart figure appeared out of thin air outside the mouth of the vortex. "Commander!" On the surrounding mountains, some powerhouses greeted one after another. At this moment, the figure in the valley was faintly discernible. He stared at the mouth of the vortex for a moment, as if he had seen through the vortex and seen everything. Suddenly, he sighed softly. "Magnificent!" As soon as he finished speaking, the virtual figure seemed to have seen something again. He murmured, "Who are those few teenagers?" MCMEU's Fong Ping, Qin Fengqing, CCMEU's Li Hansong, and MEU's Wang Jinyang. Someone reported loudly. Everyone was not surprised that Commander Li had seen through the vortex. Ultimate powerhouses were so powerful that they could not be estimated. Currently, among the 4 paragons, the strongest powerhouses were not the 2 guardian patriarchs. Li Jun was ranked first among the rank 9. It was not because the patriarchs were biding their time. Rather, they admitted that they were no match for them. Li Jun had just broken through a few years ago. Perhaps he was not the strongest in the past, but now he was Sino Nation's #1 in name only. Compared to the extremely famous Li Jun, Zhang Tao did not seem to be famous, nor was he mysterious. He often appeared in some public places, including on television. However, Zhang Tao was ranked second among the rank 9 in Sino Nation. His strength was also extremely powerful. These two modern paragon powerhouses were not weaker than those patriarchs. Hearing these names, Li Jun seemed to be deep in thought. After a long time, he said, "I'm going to North Lake Catacombs." Before he finished speaking, Li Jun waved his hand casually. A sword gleam sliced through the void and went far away in an instant. Li Jun did not seem to care about all this. His figure also faded away instantly, disappearing from the spot. Tian'an Catacombs was the ultimate paragon. It was the same for humans and the catacombs. This battle only relied on those martial artists who had entered previously. If they won this battle, humans could still delay for a few years. If they lost this battle, just as this thought appeared in Li Jun's mind, it was extinguished instantly. Humans undefeated. Sino Nation undefeated. Chimong Mountain 30 li away. A sword gleam suddenly pierced through the void. A white-haired old man's eyes were filled with terror. With a roar, his entire body flashed with golden light, like a Buddha. However, the moment the indestructible golden body touched the sword gleam, it collapsed instantly. The golden light was extinguished. Chapter 486. In the Catacombs Passageway. The crystal-clear energy passageway was now stained with blood. The 1,000-meter-long passageway was stained with blood. Li Hansong's eyes were bloodshot. He punched the passageway barrier hard. The other three did not make a sound. They remained silent. Fong Ping looked around. After a while, he said in a slightly hoarse voice, "Help to collect the bodies." Bodies? Li Hansong's eyes were red. He said bitterly, "There are no bodies in the passageway. There were only some incomplete body parts. There were no complete bodies to speak of." How many human powerhouses had died? No idea. All they knew was that most of the blood on the ground was left behind by human powerhouses. The vitality of humans and catacombs martial artists were different. In the passageway, there were also some incomplete golden bones. That was proof of the fall of a golden body powerhouse. They did not say anything else. They began to collect the bodies of the dead. More than half an hour later, Wang Jinyang sighed softly. Dongwu Martial Arts University's Vice-Chancellor. Donghu Martial Arts University's Vice-Chancellor. These two are definitely dead. He found these two people's half-destroyed bodies among the remains. Fong Ping sighed softly. He had met these two vice-chancellors at the Grand Master banquet on the 2nd. Although he did not have a deep impression of them, these two grandmasters still had many praises for this martial arts university prodigy like him. He did not expect that their next meeting would be their last. Sino Nation Martial Arts University's Vice-Chancellor Liu is dead. Tiannan's Commander Zheng is dead. As the crowd identified some of the bodies, their hearts sank to the extreme. They could not tell if they were sad or sad. They only felt endless indignation and anger. There were a total of 9 people who were identified. This meant that at least 9 grandmasters had died in a short period of time. Some of them might have been completely annihilated. Not even their bones were left. In a short period of time, Sino Nation might have lost more than double the number of grandmaster powerhouses. Among the people who were identified, there were 6 rank 7s and 3 rank 8s. There were less than 100 rank 8s in Sino Nation. Rank 9s? Did anyone die? Everyone was speechless. They did not know. The rank 7 powerhouses were the last to enter, but so many had died. It was obvious how intense the battle in the passageway was. The martial arts universities had recruited 30 grandmasters this time. In the passageway alone, they had discovered the remains of 3 martial arts university powerhouses. Qin Fengqing suddenly chopped a corpse into pieces with his saber. He gritted his teeth and said, "Nothing. Our grandmasters are dead, but more of them are dead." At least dozens of high ranks have died in the catacombs. In the passageway, there were not only human remains but also catacombs martial artists' remains. A lot. Fong Ping did not speak. He held a giant beast claw in his hand and said in a low voice, "Monster Life Clan has joined the war." This was not the claw of a rank 9 monster, but a rank 7 monster. The Monster Life Clan did not only have rank 9 monsters and plants. Some cities had also domesticated rank 7 and rank 8 monsters and plants. Exhaling slowly, Fong Ping said, I remember that among the rank 9 humans, there were people who tamed high-ranked mounts before. Why didn't anyone bring mounts to the battle this time? Li Hansong said gloomily. In this kind of large-scale battle between grandmasters, people usually don't bring their mounts into battle. Humans don't have enough control over their mounts, so it's easy for them to rebel. Having said that, Li Hansong looked at the broken remains in front of him and sighed. What should we do with these seniors? The military department will keep it in check. Broken weapons, relics, none of them are allowed to take. Fong Ping glanced at Qin Fengqing. Qin Fengqing said angrily, I'm not that low class. Fong Ping did not say anything more about him. He looked around and said after a long time, I wonder how the instructors and the others are doing? Lu Fengru and Tang Feng had only just entered rank 7. Although they had divine weapons in their hands, this was a battle royale between high ranks. No one knew if they had encountered rank 8 or 9 powerhouses. Although their remains were not found, it was not impossible for high-ranked powerhouses to leave nothing behind when they self-destructed. Wang Jinyang said in a low voice, we still have the upper hand. Otherwise, we won't be able to defeat the enemy. It's useless to think about these things now. The seniors risked their lives. Did you notice? The seniors who perished were all older. As soon as he said that, everyone's hearts sank even more. Yes, the fallen experts that had been discovered were all of the older kind. Obviously, these people's deaths were not because they were unlucky. Perhaps they had already prepared to die. When the battle reached a critical moment, they stepped forward bravely and chose to perish together with the enemy. Wang Jinyang did not continue talking about this. He said in a solemn tone, the 3 of you. This time, it's very dangerous. This time, I came to the Tian'an catacombs for my own selfish reasons. We are not grandmasters. Once we enter the other side, we will most likely die. We haven't left the passageway yet. Before he finished speaking, Fong Ping looked at Li Hansong and Qin Fengqing and said, both of you better stay in the passageway. Wait for the military department to come in, then leave together. Li Hansong said gloomily, although I'm not strong, my golden body and golden bones are half-formed. Even if I encounter a peak rank 6, I can still hold them off for a while. Qin Fengqing humphed, I won't drag you guys down. I don't need you guys to save me either. If you encounter a crisis, just leave me behind. Life and death are up to fate. Wang Jinyang took a deep breath and nodded. I, Wang Jinyang, will not say any more pretentious words. If that's the case, then let's go together. If the 4 of us work together, we can even fight a powerhouse who has achieved mentality-vitality fusion. Fong Ping's eyes were cold and sharp. It's not a battle. I'll kill as many as they come. If we encounter a powerhouse like that, you guys help me hold them off for a while. Kill as many as they come. At this moment, Fong Ping made up his mind. If he really encountered a powerhouse who had achieved mentality-vitality fusion and was about to achieve high rank, he would blow them up. After achieving rank 6, his own strength was comparable to a typical peak rank 6. If he went all out, combined with celestiality, he would not need to turn himself into a skeleton like last time. It was enough to kill a powerhouse who had achieved mentality-vitality fusion. Then what's the point of talking? Let's go. Qin Fengqing did not hesitate either. At this point, life and death were up to fate. If they died, it would be bad luck. The few of them did not speak anymore. At the same time, they gave a martial arts salute to the corpses on the ground. Then, without looking back, they walked forward. The dead were gone. Dying in the catacombs was a martial artist's greatest glory. This was what Tang Feng said when he first joined the special training class. That day, when Tang Feng said this, many people did not take it seriously. Fong Ping even laughed in his heart. Did you still think it was glory to let you, Tang Feng, die in the catacombs? Today, however, Fong Ping believed it. It was not just Tang Feng. Even the older generation powerhouses, no matter how many grudges they had in the past and how deep their grudges were, when they arrived at the catacombs, they were comrades. They would fight together for the Sino nation and for mankind. These people did not want to die, but they were not afraid of death either. After a few seconds, The four of them stepped out of the passageway and entered the Tianan catacombs. What entered his eyes was an extremely dilapidated city, and only ruins and broken walls remained. This was the old Tianan city. As soon as they appeared, a few grandmasters nearby looked on with vigilance. Because they came from the passageway behind, they did not attack. However, someone still cursed in a low voice. "You little bastards! What are you doing?" The one who spoke was none other than Minister Wang of the Education Ministry. At this moment, there were more than 10 Grandmaster powerhouses guarding this side of the passageway, including the military department's rank 9 High Grandmaster Li Daong. Seeing Fong Ping and the others, Minister Wang cursed in a low voice. Without waiting for them to speak, he quickly said, "There's still a battle ahead. You guys are not allowed to run around. Stay here. No, retreat to the back and wait." Fong Ping did not utter a word. He glanced into the distance. In the distance, the roars were endless. Beams of brilliant golden light flickered in the air. Gigantic monsters were rampaging in the air, carrying the catacombs' powerhouses and fighting the humans. Towering trees and flowers swayed their branches, tearing through the void. Celestiality filled the air. Li Daong and the other powerhouses did not pay much attention to Fong Ping and the others. Instead, they looked into the distance with solemn expressions. They had their mission to guard the passageway and prevent the catacombs' powerhouses from attacking the passageway and entering Earth. The others, on the other hand, were fighting and killing the enemies at the front. Just as Fong Ping was about to open his mouth to ask, a clear shout sounded in the distance. A beam of light that shattered the void came out. Roar! An earth-shattering wail sounded. The scene that was previously shrouded by celestiality and could not be seen clearly appeared in front of them. Nan Yunyue was bathed in blood. She was bathed in golden blood. Holding a dagger, she chopped off the head of a gigantic rat-type monster. In midair, the giant monster whose head was chopped off did not die. The mentality that alternated between reality and illusion was condensing into a line. It was as if the death of the physical body was nothing. The mentality was condensing into a new body. However, in the next moment, a dark light flashed and disappeared. In the distance, Zhang Weiyu waved his spear. The spear and the monster's mentality intertwined, and the sound of explosions rang out continuously. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Nan Yunyue let out another clear shout. The dagger left her hand. The void trembled as the dagger slashed into the mass of mentality. Boom! At this moment, an explosion so loud that it could not be any louder was heard. Fong Ping and the others were extremely far away. Their bodies were still swaying constantly. The aftermath hit them. Before it got close, Qin Fengqing's body was already cut into countless bloody scars. Beside him, Li Daong waved casually, blocking the aftermath. He said excitedly, "Mayor Nan killed the demon rat." Minister Wang and the others were also extremely excited. They growled, "That's great. After killing 2 rank 9 monsters, will Monster Life Clan still dare to continue?" In this battle, the 11 cities of the catacombs joined forces to attack. 8 city lords, 3 rank 9 monsters, and 4 rank 9 monster plants came. 15 rank 9s against 12 human rank 9s. As for the humans, they did not focus on the monster plants and city lords. Instead, they focused on the few rank 9 monsters. Until now, they had already killed 2 rank 9 monsters. In front, there was only 1 rank 9 monster left. Hearing Minister Wang and the others' words, Fong Ping asked immediately, "Minister, why don't we kill the monster plants first? Monster Plant Clan has been at war with us for many years. There have been countless deaths and injuries. We have long been used to it. Monster Life Clan has been at peace with us for many years. We don't fight much. If we kill them first, they will be afraid. After suffering heavy losses, their will not be strong enough. Naturally, they will retreat first." Minister Wang explained casually, focusing on killing monsters. This was also Sino Nation's decision before entering the catacombs. Tian'an Catacombs was the first war between Monster Life Clan and humans. After suffering heavy losses, it was possible to continue fighting to the death. However, it was more likely that they would be frightened and retreat. At rank 9, their lifespans were unlimited and long. They were all city lords and the kings of the land. Monster Life Clan was not as determined as Monster Plant Clan. After suffering heavy losses, even the restricted area might not be able to drive these people to continue. Sure enough, after Nan Yunyue killed the giant rat, in the distance, an incomparably huge peacock monster spread its wings and flew away. A colorful silhouette disappeared on the spot instantly. King Fuyu. An angry roar resounded through the sky. Some catacombs powerhouses saw the peacock monster escaping and were instantly furious. King Fuyu actually escaped. The catacomb side did not fall into a disadvantage. After Nan Yunyue killed the giant rat monster, she was instantly surrounded by 2 great rank 9s. She was in imminent danger. The peacock monster did not escape. 3 great rank 9s besieged Nan Yunyue. Nan Yunyue could not escape death. Anger was anger, but the other party had already escaped. There was no point in being angry. 2 of the 3 great rank 9 monsters were killed. The peacock monster was worried that it would follow in their footsteps. Its first thought was to escape from this place. It was understandable. The war was still going on. Li Daong held a long sword and tilted his head. You guys continue to guard. I'll go help Elder Nan. Monster Life Clan is already afraid. We must win this war. Before he finished speaking, Li Daong was already like thunder, attacking the 2 people who were besieging Nan Yunyue. On the other side, Zhang Weiyu was also fighting 1 against 2. Although he killed the giant rat monster with a sudden attack with his spear, he was also in danger. However, he was slightly better off than Nan Yunyue. Nan Yunyue killed the giant rat powerfully. She was also heavily injured and was already showing signs of defeat. Great battles were everywhere. In the blink of an eye, some catacombs powerhouses also began to attack the passageway. Minister Wang attacked instantly. He had no time to care about Fong Ping and the others. At the passageway entrance, an unfamiliar rank 7 powerhouse growled, "Get lost. Do you guys want to die here?" At this moment, near the passageway, there were high-rank battles everywhere. If they were slightly affected, a few rank 5 and 6 martial artists would be covered by the aftershocks and die a violent death. Although Fong Ping wanted to know more information, when he saw this scene, he immediately said, "Go!" In the next moment, they ran toward the back. That was the Forbidden Sea. These powerhouses rarely went near the Forbidden Sea when they fought. No one knew how long this battle outside the passageway would last. On the catacomb side, other than the peacock monster who had escaped, the other powerhouses did not leave. Obviously, these catacombs powerhouses had no intention of giving up. Not long after Fong Ping and the others left, another great battle broke out near the passageway. Celestiality shook for dozens of miles. Mentality pressure spread for dozens of miles. Tian'an City, which was originally only left with broken walls, completely disappeared after a while after the Great Battle. Dozens of miles away, Fong Ping's face was pale. The others were slightly better. The aftershocks of the mentality vibration were all borne by Fong Ping alone. His mentality was shattered several times. At this moment, there was a vast ocean in front of everyone, calm and still. The sound of the battle in the distance was also gradually weakening. They were all panting violently. Then, Li Hansong said with some excitement, "They killed 2 rank 9 monsters. Chief Nan and the others are really too strong." Fong Ping, on the other hand, said with a heavy expression, 12 rank 9s entered Sino Nation, killed 2 monsters, 1 escaped. Guardian Zhang is still fighting 1 against 2. Right now, there are only 11 places with the most intense energy fluctuations. As soon as he said this, Li Hansong's expression stiffened. He said, maybe they ran a little too far. You didn't sense it. Rank 9s were Sino Nation's stabilizing force. Sino Nation currently only had 33 rank 9s on the surface. As for guarding the catacombs, Each place needed at least one rank 9s to guard it. 23 catacombs. Other than the Tianan catacombs, there were 22 more. This time, on Tianan's side, almost all the rank 9s who could come were here. Other than the 22 rank 9s who had to stay in various places, there were 12 here, including the one from Polaris City, who was not on the list. Sino Nation had almost turned out in full force for this battle. If too many rank 9s died, that would be really big trouble. Qin Fengqing exhaled and said, "Don't think about it. When these people fight, it's useless no matter how much we think. Even if the few of us join forces, we can't kill a rank 7. It'll be hard even if we don't die." Fang Ping humphed and said, "If you have Yao Qingjuan's ability, you might really be able to fight a rank 7. Bringing old Yao is better than bringing you." Qin Fengqing looked depressed. Although what he said was heart-wrenching, it was also the truth. Yao Qingjuan's mentality was strong. He could slightly resist the pressure of high-rank mentality so that everyone would not be crushed to death instantly. Fang Ping's mentality was not weak either. When both of them joined forces, they could temporarily resist the other party's mentality outburst. If Fang Ping was given time to fight a rank 7, there was still hope. Although he was depressed, Qin Fengqing did not say anything. He could say whatever he wanted. Fang Ping did not continue to attack him. He looked back, took a deep breath, and said, "But you're right. No matter how we look, it's useless. Let's go. While the catacombs' powerhouses are out in full force, let's look for someone first." As he said that, Fang Ping looked at Wang Jinyang and asked, "Did your instructor say where we were going?" At that time, President Shin was trapped in the catacombs and couldn't come back. Instructor went to look for him. Before President Shin fell, he was fighting with Rose City martial artists around Half Moon Lake. "Let's go to Half Moon Lake first." Fang Ping nodded and did not say anything else. Before everyone came, they had studied the map. Half Moon Lake was between Sky South City and Rose City. However, it was not a straight line. Instead, it was a huge lake in the east. They walked along the Forbidden Sea and began to walk east. The battles between powerhouses were concentrated around the Sky South City ruins. Half Moon Lake was not the battle area. After walking for a while, Fang Ping suddenly glanced at the calm, rippleless sea next to him. He said with slight trepidation, "Let's go a little further away. This sea is a little strange. I'm panicking." His mentality could not penetrate this sea, nor could he probe it. When his mentality entered the sea, it actually could not penetrate it. This was an extremely rare occurrence. They all knew about the Forbidden Sea's fearsome reputation. Very soon, they were a distance away from the Forbidden Sea. In the catacombs, the Forbidden Sea was the first forbidden land. Mount Royal Sea was ranked second. These two great forbidden lands ran through all the catacombs. Magic City Catacombs' 100 Beasts Forest, 10,000 Ants Desert, and other forbidden lands were practically child's play compared to these two great forbidden lands. After walking a distance, Qin Fengqing turned his head to look at the Forbidden Sea. Suddenly, he said in a low voice, "In the sea, there seems to be an island. Do you guys see it?" Fang Ping and the others turned their heads to look into the distance. They could vaguely see the existence of an island. Fang Ping exhaled and said, "That's normal. There are also some habitats of sea monsters in the coastal areas. There are also forbidden lands in the sea." Previously, when Magic City Catacombs was in turmoil, there were monsters in the Forbidden Sea that responded. Be it humans or Catacombs martial artists, no one will trespass into the Forbidden Sea without permission. If you want to talk about good stuff, the sea has a lot of it. When Qin Fengqing said this, no one paid attention to him. If this guy wanted to die, he could just say it. No one stopped him. Even if there were no Catacombs books that recorded the dangers of the Forbidden Sea, humans knew that it was extremely dangerous. Humans had entered the catacombs for so many years. It was not that they had never thought of exploring the sea. In the end, no one who entered the sea survived. Humans had some understanding of Borderlands, Mount Royal Sea, and the Forbidden Lands. Only the Forbidden Sea was almost unknown. The few of them hurried on in silence. Along the way, they were extremely vigilant. Nowadays, The Tian'an catacombs were full of danger. If they were not careful, they would encounter high-ranked powerhouses. Under the lurking danger, the few of them did not even have the mood to worry about those grandmasters. Without that strength, it was pointless to worry. Self-preservation was the priority. Because they took a detour from the edge of the Forbidden Sea to Half Moon Lake. It was about 200 li. They did not dare to rush at full speed. They waited until the sky turned dark before they reached the area of Half Moon Lake. Along the way, the few of them encountered some monsters, but they were all middle and low-ranked monsters. They were quickly killed by the few of them. When they arrived at Half Moon Lake, Fong Ping could not help but ask, "Why did you guys come here back then? Half Moon Lake was too big." From afar, Fong Ping could hear the roars of many monsters. He even saw some monsters jumping and rolling in the water on the surface of the lake. Although this place was not a forbidden land, there was no guarantee that there would be high-ranked monsters occupying the lake and calling themselves kings. "I was chased and fled here," Wang Jinyang said casually. Wang Jinyang said casually and said in a low voice, "Follow me. I remember that we came across a swamp. That was where Guild Master Shun went missing." The few of them did not say anything. They followed Wang Jinyang and walked into the distance quickly. The main purpose of entering the catacombs this time was to find someone. Chapter 487. Half Moon Lake. As Fong Ping followed Old Wang, he said in a low voice, "Everyone, we're here to look for someone. I repeat, we're here to look for someone. Now that the Grandmasters are fighting with their lives on the line, let's not add to their troubles. Qin Feng Qing, don't act on your own and cause more trouble for the Grandmasters. Don't provoke the demonic beasts in the forbidden area. If something happens, don't run towards the passageway." Qin Feng Qing's expression was ugly. He gritted his teeth and said, "You should say that yourself." Fong Ping sighed. "You're right. I was just saying it to myself." Fong Ping had made up his mind. He would behave himself this time and not cause trouble for the others. If he provoked a demonic beast from the forbidden area like last time, then it would be really troublesome. As he said that, Fong Ping suddenly asked, "Did the few of you bring storage rings in?" The few of them were stunned. Li Hansong couldn't help but say dryly, "Storage ring? CCMU doesn't have it? This? Of course not. Could it be that MCMU has it?" Li Hansong's expression changed again and again. "MCMU had storage rings?" Fong Ping's voice was low as he said softly, "Actually, MCMU doesn't have it either. But I have it. Our group of old brothers all had it back then. I'm afraid yours have been lost. I don't know if you can find it again." Wang Jinyang said in a deep voice, "So, you found it?" "Yes." Hearing this, Wang Jinyang and Li Hansong could not help but take a deep breath. Li Hansong asked somewhat anxiously, "Then, do we still have our weapons from back then? Did you have any backup plans back then? Is there anything else?" Wang Jinyang asked in a low voice. Fong Ping had actually found something for his past life. According to Fong Ping, their combat strength back then was extremely strong. If he even had a storage ring, then he might even be stronger than the current absolute peak. Since that was the case, if there was a backup plan, perhaps everyone's strength could improve rapidly. This included divine weapons, battle techniques, and even cultivation resources. Since he left the storage ring behind, wouldn't there be some resources in the storage ring? Fong Ping said softly, "I don't remember clearly. I don't really remember if there was a backup plan. Actually, I found my storage ring by accident. Are there any records of that time?" At this moment, neither of them cared about the appearance of the storage rings. Compared to storage rings, if there were some records of the past, perhaps they could recover some of their memories. It might not be a good thing to have too many memories. However, he had cultivated once in the past and reached that realm. If he cultivated again now, his strength would increase rapidly. Fong Ping shook his head and said, "There's nothing. It's just an empty storage ring." "Is that so?" Both of them looked a little disappointed. At the side, Qin Feng Qing was about to explode from holding it in. He quickly said, "What do you mean back then? What storage ring?" "Fong Ping, you have a storage ring? Don't joke around. Isn't this something that only exists in legends?" Fong Ping looked at him and said sternly, I brought this up in front of you because I trust you. Qin Fengqing was not allowed to reveal this to the public. I, Old Wang, and the others all have very special identities. If you spout nonsense, the few of us might be killed by you. Qin Fengqing was about to explode, and his face was flushed red. That explosive feeling made him have countless questions to ask, but he didn't know how to ask them. A moment later, Qin Fengqing panted heavily and said, There's really a storage ring? Yes. You have it on you right now? That's right. As he said that, Fong Ping said in a low voice, Only I can use this. This thing is bound to my mentality, so you guys can't use it. Also, it's not just me who has it. Some guys in the sect world seem to have it too. The reason why I'm telling you guys is that I don't want to waste it. Some of the monsters we killed earlier can actually be brought back. We can't use them. If we let those low-ranked martial artists eat monster meat for a long time, it can also help everyone speed up the honing process. Also, I suspect that the peak-level powerhouses probably have it too. As he said that, Fong Ping added, If there's none, we might not be able to get the energy stones and monsters back from Startown City. I heard that the energy stones they brought back were all in one huge hole. Could it be that the peak-level powerhouses carried this thing back? Storage ring. Storage ring. Qin Fengqing mumbled to himself, swallowed his saliva and asked, How big is it? Not big. Don't lie to me, Qin Fengqing said in a low voice. That hedgehog beast from last time. Was it you who stuffed it into a storage ring and brought it back? I was wondering, how did you bring it back? When you went to Skygate City, you didn't bring anything at all. You said that the Jiao gave it to you. Stop bullshitting. When the Jiao charged over, I actually saw it from afar. It didn't bring anything. At that time, I was still depressed, but I didn't think much of it. I didn't expect you to have such a divine weapon. Although the storage ring was not an offensive divine weapon, this thing was really too useful. When everyone went down to the catacombs, they could not carry too much weight, including energy stones. Otherwise, the energy would not be able to be concealed, and it would be easy to attract monsters to attack. Even if there were gains in the catacombs, most of them would be discarded. When killing monsters, the flesh and bones of monsters were actually good stuff. However, under normal circumstances, humans would at most take away important parts such as the heart core. The rest would be discarded. If they had a storage ring, every time they went down to the catacombs, their gains would increase exponentially. Thinking of this, Qin Fengqing said immediately, Is there anything else? Give me one. I'll buy it. I'll sell my blood or my kidney, whatever you want. Fong Ping's face darkened. He frowned and said no. Even if there was, it wouldn't be your turn. Qin Fengqing actually knew that this thing was definitely very rare, but he was still a little unwilling. Suddenly, he looked at Wang Jinyang and Li Hansong and said, He said you have it too? What's going on? Where are your storage rings? Li Hansong hit his head and shook his head. I don't remember. Wang Jinyang frowned. It's been so many years. Who would remember these things? Both of them really did not suspect anything. The dead could be resurrected. Before resurrection, it was not unusual for them to have storage rings. Regarding the storage ring, there had been theories before. The government had actually been researching, always researching, and had never given up. Regarding the theory of folded space, the government's research was not only about the storage ring, but also the question of whether it could seal the passageway of space. The catacombs and Earth were actually 2 layers of space folded and covered. If they could research it thoroughly, perhaps they could seal the passageway completely. Therefore, when Fong Ping said he had a storage ring, both of them were not too surprised. They were just a little surprised that Fong Ping actually found it. How much memory had this guy recovered? Qin Fengqing's heart was twitching. He gritted his teeth. You don't remember? Thinking of this, Qin Fengqing suddenly said, It's okay. When we get out this time, we'll look for it together. But I'll say this. If we find it, if it can be used by outsiders, give it to me too. Having said that, Qin Fengqing frowned. No, you guys. Who are you guys? Li Hansong saw that Fong Ping had already said it in front of Qin Fengqing. He heard him and said in a muffled voice, The resurrection of ancient martial artists. Don't ask about the rest. We don't know much either. Fong Ping knows a little more. This guy doesn't say sometimes, so we don't know either. The resurrection of ancient martial artists. Qin Fengqing's pupils contracted. In the next moment, he suddenly exclaimed, F***CK. You guys are all ancient martial artists? No wonder. I was wondering how you guys could cultivate so fast and mutate. So that's how it is? It's not that I'm not as good as you guys. I just don't cheat like you guys. Yes, you guys are all cheating to cultivate. Qin Fengqing said it with bitterness and relief. The bitterness was because he thought, why am I not the resurrection of ancient martial artists? The relief was that these bastards cultivated fast. They were not really stronger than him. They just cheated. He was still rejoicing when Fong Ping said lightly, so what? Why do you care how we cultivate? When we're rank 8 or 9, maybe you'll still be rank 5 or 6. But it's good to have some psychological comfort, lest you give up on yourself. Qin Fengqing only felt blood rushing to his head. He said sullenly, you old things, what's there to be proud of? You're still dead. Resurrected from the dead. Shameless. I'm not the resurrection of ancient martial artists. It means I've never died. Fong Ping ignored him and continued, when we find our divine weapons. It's at least rank 9. Maybe it's the kind of rank 9 paragon, maybe even stronger. When we find our combat techniques and the resources we left behind, you can be jealous. When I'm in a good mood, maybe I'll give you a few. You better be obedient now. Don't talk so much nonsense. Right? Maybe I was your ancestor in my past life. Be more polite when you talk to the ancestor. Li Hansong heard that and laughed softly. Maybe it's really possible, but who knows how many years it's been. It's hard to say. Qin Fengqing was exasperated. He scolded in a low voice, I hope the wives you find are all your descendants. Fong Ping, if Qin Yunxi is your descendant, I'll see how arrogant you can be. Fong Ping sneered and said disdainfully, that won't happen. People like us can still sense our bloodline. I don't have that kind of feeling for Yunxi. You, on the other hand, do. Otherwise, do you think I would take care of you like this? Qin Fengqing, ask yourself honestly. In MCMEU, did I treat you better than others? Why? Because I feel that your bloodline is a little close to mine. Maybe you're my grandson for tens of generations. If I don't take care of you, I'd be too embarrassed. Qin Fengqing's expression changed again. Was it true? Fong Ping seemed to treat him quite well. This guy tricked him. Every time he tricked him, he should at least give him some benefits. Could it be? Could it be? Thinking of this, Qin Fengqing's expression darkened. No way. This bastard was tricking him. As he was thinking, Fong Ping suddenly punched out. Boom! A loud explosion was heard. A sheep-like monster's head was smashed by Fong Ping directly. Fong Ping did not even look at it. He reached out and touched it. The monster's carcass disappeared. Qin Fengqing did not think about seniority anymore. Instead, he stared at Fong Ping's hand and mumbled, storage ring. There really is a storage ring. Wang Jinyang stared at it for a while too. Li Hansong even said to himself, when we get out, I want to look for it too. Fong Ping, does this thing have any special characteristics? Is it similar to a ring? Or is it that when you meet your own, you'll sense it? If you really meet your own, you'll sense it. I suggest you guys go to some museums or something to take a look. Maybe some of the things from back then have been dug out. Of course, it's like looking for a needle in a haystack. The probability of finding it is not high. Don't be disheartened. It's okay if you can't find it. At most, when we reach that level of strength, we'll forge it ourselves. As Fong Ping spoke, Qin Fengqing had already grabbed his hand and said softly, That thing that belongs to us, we're keeping it with you. Will you return it to us when we get back? I'll return it if I don't die. If I die, it's gone. Also, there's a fee for storing things. You're too greedy for money. Qin Fengqing scolded and said, for the sake of our relationship, you admit that you're my grandson's grandson's grandson. Qin Fengqing cursed in a low voice. Grandson my ass. After thinking for a while, Qin Fengqing said again, you said that the sect world has it? If there is, the government should know about it too, right? If there is something ready-made for research, Can the government come up with these things? There are a lot of research institutes in Sino Nation, but I feel like they haven't come up with anything useful after so many years. Fong Ping laughed. It's hard to say. Besides, who said that there isn't anything useful? As he said that, Fong Ping added, have you guys heard of the mentality detector? It's used to check mentality. I think that thing is not bad. Later on, the few of you should go and test it too. See how your mentality is. If you're almost able to expel it, then find some fruits that can increase mentality and consume them. In our school, Dean Luo's mentality has reached more than 480 hertz. He can expel it soon. These few months, Dean Chun and the others have given him all their divine fruit. Maybe he can achieve mentality-vitality fusion soon. When Qin Fengqing heard that, he asked curiously, there's this? Why don't I know anything about it? Because you're weak. You're not the school's higher-ups. When these words were said, it was a critical hit. Yes, he was too weak. The school had some secrets. Fong Ping was very clear about them, but he knew nothing about them. Qin Fengqing sighed. He did not ask any more and did not say anything. The more he went on, the sadder he felt. He did not know anything, and was not strong. The more he thought about it, the more pitiful he felt. Beside him, Wang Jinyang did not dwell on the storage ring anymore. He did not talk much about the mentality detector either. He exhaled and said, it's good to have this. After killing monsters and collecting corpses, it can also cover up some vitality. As he said that, the few of them continued forward. After a while, a swamp appeared in front of them. Wang Jinyang glanced at it, his gaze slightly complicated. He said, back then, we were besieged by the catacombs martial artists here. The few of us escaped and returned. President Shun Quan did not leave, but I didn't see him die. Maybe he himself did not even have the confidence to say that he was still alive. At that time, the enemy martial arts society president was only rank 3. A rank 3 martial artist was chased by dozens of catacombs martial artists. There were even a bunch of middle-rank martial artists. How could he survive? Everyone look around. Fong Ping exhaled and said, now that we're here, I'm not afraid to say something disheartening. Even if he's dead, finding his remains is also good. Wang Jinyang nodded and sighed softly. Actually, I've been prepared for this for a long time. There was not much point in lying to oneself and others. This time, rather than saying that they were here to look for someone, it was more appropriate to say that they were looking for remains. The few of them did not gather together. Instead, they split up and began to search. 2 years had passed. They might not be able to find it. There were monsters here. If a person was really dead, he might have been swallowed by the monsters. Fong Ping used his mentality to probe around. After a while, Fong Ping blasted open a swamp with a punch. In the mud, a skeleton appeared. Fong Ping checked it and said to Wang Jinyang, who was not far away, there's a human skeleton here. Come take a look. Wang Jinyang hurried over in no time. The clothes on the skeleton were already rotten. Wang Jinyang did not care if they were dirty or not. After searching for a while, he shook his head and said, it's not President Shun. I think it's a student from Tiananmen Martial Arts University. At this moment, Wang Jinyang was still holding a broken blade in his hand. After thinking for a while, he said, back then, it wasn't just people from Nanjiang Martial Arts University who were there when they evacuated. There were people from other martial arts universities too. This seems to be a weapon used by a student from Tiananmen Martial Arts University. Fong Ping glanced at it and said, should we bring it back or bury it here? Wang Jinyang sighed softly. If we can bring it back, then let's bring it back. Being buried in the catacombs is a last resort. Dying in a foreign land and returning home is also the last wish of people like us. Fong Ping did not say much. A blanket appeared in his hand. He wrapped the skeleton in it and kept it in his storage space. It seems like we've found the right place. Let's continue searching. As the two of them were talking, Qin Fengqing said in a low voice from not far away, come here. Hearing that, Fong Ping and Wang Jinyang hurried over. After a while, Wang Jinyang's eyes moved. They had already left the swamp and were in a small, sparse forest. And in the open space between a few trees, there was a small protruding hill. Seeing that they had arrived, Qin Fengqing said in a low voice. It looks like a grave. When human martial artists died in the catacombs, if their bodies could not be taken away, others would bury them on the spot. This small hill looked like a graveyard where humans buried their comrades. Fong Ping used his mentality to probe and nodded. It's a grave. There are skeletons underneath, more than one. Everyone had already evacuated at that time. There was no time to bury them at all. If that's the case, Wang Jinyang's expression was slightly agitated. Teacher came back here. Teacher did it. For the past 2 years, the Tian'an catacombs have not opened. Other than teacher, no one else had the time to do it. If that's the case, teacher Zhang did not die in battle when he came back here. At least he was still alive at that time. Fong Ping thought for a moment. Then where did he go after that? At that time, the catacombs had already been sealed. Teacher Zhang also knew that there was no way out. Under these circumstances, Brother Wang, where do you think Teacher Zhang would go? Teacher wouldn't sit still and wait for death. He wouldn't drag out an ignoble existence either. If he was still alive at that time, the biggest possibility is that he would ambush and kill the catacombs martial artists. He wouldn't go to the city to die, but he would probably go to Rose City and lay in ambush outside the city to ambush the catacombs martial artists. Thinking of this, Wang Jinyang glanced at them and said in a low voice, Everyone, I want to follow the route from here and search in the direction of Rose City. It's more dangerous than it is now, Li Hansong, who had just arrived, laughed. Since it's come to this, of course we'll go together. Let's see if there are any villages or towns along the way. It's too dangerous for Teacher Zhang to go to the royal city. Maybe he'll lay in ambush in some of the towns. That's also possible. As he said that, Wang Jinyang glanced at the grave. After some thought, he said, Let's bring these people along too. There are monsters here. We don't want them to destroy it in the end. Fong Ping nodded and began to dig. Very soon, a few broken skeletons were collected by Fong Ping. As for whether Shin Quan was here or not, Wang Jinyang did not see any iconic relics. Zhang Qingnan might have kept them. There was nothing here. Without any relics, it was hard to tell who was who from the skeletons. After doing all that, the few of them walked toward Rose City. Fong Ping reminded himself in his heart, I'm only going to Rose City to take a look. I won't enter the city this time. I definitely won't enter the city. He was worried that he would cause some trouble. Not all the powerhouses of the Monster Plant clan were mobilized. This time, there seemed to be a rank 9 Monster Plant guarding. Fong Ping was worried that there were also rank 9 Monster Plants guarding Rose City. If he lured them out, it would be troublesome. Before he left, Fong Ping turned his head sideways and swept a glance. As a result, this glance, Fong Ping's expression changed drastically. He lowered his voice and growled, Let's go. F***, there's a high-rank monster here. At this moment, on the faraway half-moon lake, a monster was floating in the void, as if it was cultivating. Looking at its power, it was most likely a high-rank monster. Qin Fengqing and the others ran quickly. As they ran, Qin Fengqing looked back and suddenly thought of something. He said in shock, Fong Ping, your brother is looking for you. Fong Ping was about to say something when he turned his head again. First, his expression changed drastically. Then, he breathed a sigh of relief and scolded, It's not Jiao. F***, it looks a little like it. Don't mention that monster to me. I'm scared to hear its name. In the distance, the monster floating on the surface of the lake did look a little like Jiao. However, it was not a golden armor. Fong Ping could tell that it was not Jiao at a glance. However, it had a giant horn on its head, which was slightly similar to Jiao. Qin Fengqing also knew that it was not Jiao. As he ran, he said, There's a mine in the lake. You have to be alive to dig it. As he said that, Fong Ping suddenly said, When we have time, let's dig it. As soon as he said that, Wang Jinyang and Li Hansong's expressions changed again and again. What happened to finding a master? They were quite far away. The monster did not know if it did not notice or did not care. It continued to cultivate, ignoring them. After running for more than 10 li, they could not help but breathe a sigh of relief. Chapter 488. Outside the village, Fong Ping and the others stared at the village for a moment. Fong Ping said softly, "I'll go in and take a look. You guys stand guard outside. Let's see if we can get anything out of them." All right. They were not worried about Fong Ping's safety. It was just a village. In the catacombs, there was a clear hierarchy. For a village like this, it would be a miracle if they had a rank 3 martial artist. Tianan's catacombs had been sealed off for the past 2 years, which was why there was space for these villages to survive. If it were any other catacombs, this kind of village would have long been deserted. After saying that, Fong Ping suddenly looked at Qin Fengqing and asked curiously, "Why didn't you rob it this time?" Qin Fengqing was speechless. "Snatch what? In this poor place, can you even grab 3 to 5 grams of cultivation-aiding energy stones?" What was Fong Ping thinking? Do you think I'm interested in something like this? If it was in the past, he would definitely snatch it. However, even though Qin Fengqing was poor now, his standards were also high. Ordinary things really couldn't catch his eye. Fong Ping sneered. He did not say much. He casually put on a long-haired headgear and a catacombs martial artist attire. With a leap, he entered the village directly. In the village, Fong Ping had long sensed that the strongest martial artist was only a rank 2 martial artist. The village was not big and the population was small. When Fong Ping entered the village, he did not conceal himself too much, but no one noticed him. Very quickly, Fong Ping entered a large courtyard. The courtyard was a little rough, and it was one of the few places in the village that had energy lights on. A moment later, Fong Ping kicked the door open and entered. Inside the house, a rank 2 old man suddenly erupted. Fong Ping's gaze swept across, and the other party was immediately suppressed to the point where he could not move. "How dare you? How dare you attack this commander? Kneel!" Fong Ping barked coldly. At this moment, he had already let go of his opponent's mentality suppression. Even though he had released his suppression, the old man still knelt on the ground and refused to get up. Not only that, the old man hurriedly kowtowed, causing the bluestone floor to produce loud, banging sounds. "Yes, sir, please forgive me." The old man sounded like he was about to cry. "Commander, how could this be? A commander-level powerhouse actually came to his house?" At this moment, the old man was so scared that he almost peed his pants. In the catacombs, commander-level powerhouses were high and mighty. In the royal city, they were the overlords of an area. Some commander-level creatures built their own cities and became city lords, intimidating everyone. A commander-level powerhouse had actually come to their shabby village. The old man trembled. He didn't even have time to think about why his wife and children were silent. Fong Ping sat down on the chair casually. He did not even let the other party get up. Once he was seated, he said, "I'm not from Rose City. This time, the 11 southern territories and the land of rebirth are at war. Forget it. What's there to explain to you?" As soon as Fong Ping said this, the old man kowtowed immediately, as if he had heard a great secret. He trembled and said, Sir, please spare my life. I won't dare to divulge anything. Cut the crap. I saw some land of rebirth martial artists hiding in this area earlier. Did you guys notice? Rebirth. Land of rebirth? They are the martial artists of the ruined city at the edge of the taboo sea. Southern heaven martial artists. The old man understood immediately. He did not know about the land of rebirth, but he knew about the abandoned Southern Heaven City. Previously, Southern Heaven City had been built for a few years. Southern Heaven martial artists had also attacked everywhere. All the villages nearby had been wiped out. This place had long been abandoned. It was only 2 years ago, when Southern Heaven City was destroyed, that these wandering people returned to the original place and rebuilt the village. Hearing that martial artists from Southern Heaven City had returned and even killed their way here, the old man trembled instantly. Was the war coming again? Whether it was the catacombs or Earth. When a war broke out, the people who suffered were always the people at the bottom. In a war between races, both sides would not care about anything. When they encountered each other, they would kill each other. In the past few years, Southern Heaven Catacombs had also killed countless ordinary people and weaklings. A commander-level powerhouse had come to kill Southern Heaven martial artists and ask for information. The old man did not dare to hide anything. He told everything in full detail, answering everything he knew. Moreover, from the beginning to the end, the other party did not dare to raise his head to look at Fong Ping. The old man only felt like a small boat that could be smashed to death by a huge wave at any time. The powerful energy wave that flashed and disappeared in a flash made him tremble with fear. Moreover, the other party was not from Rose Capital, but a powerhouse from another royal city. They belonged to Rose Capital, so the powerhouses here might not kill wantonly. However, this kind of foreign powerhouse did not have to worry so much. Even if some of the questions Fong Ping asked had nothing to do with tracking down Southern Heaven martial artists, the old man still answered them one by one, not daring to hide anything. Fong Ping asked for a long time and in great detail, asking a lot of questions. When he was done asking, he sighed softly and did not speak. His mentality exploded, instantly dispersing the other party's weak mentality. The old man died instantly. Fong Ping waved his hand and moved the other party to a chair. He did not look at him anymore, walking out of the door and disappearing into the village. As for what the villagers would think when they found out that the old man was dead tomorrow, Fong Ping could not be bothered. Outside the village, Fong Ping stepped on the air and returned. Very quickly, he said, "Not many people here know, but I have some gossip." Seeing Wang Jinyang looking at him, Fong Ping thought for a while before saying, 2 years ago, after Southern Heaven City was destroyed, the catacombs was in chaos for a period of time. At that time, Instructor Zhang was not the only one who stayed in the catacombs. Yes, I know. At that time, the evacuation was quite urgent. Some people were not in Southern Heaven City. We didn't have time to wait, so we had to give up on these people. Fong Ping nodded and continued. During that time, there were many sporadic battles. Rose City is the closest city to Southern Heaven City. Killing and capturing these people was also Rose City's main mission. Wang Jinyang grasped the main point immediately. He frowned and said, "Wait, capture? When catacombs martial artists and humans fight, they never capture. When both sides meet, only one side will die." Beside him, Qin Fengqing said, "I think it's normal. Previously they killed them, but our people have evacuated, and they are preparing to attack Earth after the passageway is opened. Isn't it normal to capture some people and ask for information at this time?" Fong Ping nodded and said, "It's not just us who want to get information. I'm afraid the catacombs have the same idea. However, even if they captured each other's people, under normal circumstances, they wouldn't be able to get anything out of them. However, Southern Heaven City was destroyed, and the passageway was sealed. The people who stayed there had no way out, no hope. Maybe the catacombs powerhouses thought that they could get something out of them now. Understanding the other party's information is something that the higher-ups would consider. The catacombs restricted area might know more about humans, but the powerhouses in this small region might not know much. It's normal to have this idea. Then, our people won't leak the secret, will they?" Qin Fengqing asked uncertainly. Fong Ping laughed and said, "It doesn't matter. So what if they know? Now I understand a little why some information is not leaked to the public. Even if everyone knows, without reaching that realm, how much do they know? How much do we know about some of the government secrets? We knew nothing about Absolute Peak before. Don't think that we know a little now. But how much do you know? How do you know that what you know is the truth? It's all hearsay. That's why even if humans are captured and some information is leaked, it doesn't matter." As Fong Ping said that, he smiled and said, "What I'm curious about now is, since the catacombs martial artists in Southern Heaven City have captured these people, does that mean that these fellows have learned our language?" It was very, very difficult for ordinary people to learn a language that they had never come into contact with before. However, powerhouses had strong memories. As long as both parties communicated more and learned each other's language, Fong Ping felt that it was not difficult. In the past, his teacher had told him that when the catacombs people and humans met, they would only kill each other. Both parties would not communicate. Now, Fong Ping knew that that was only for the weak. Those absolute powerhouses who guarded Mount Royal Sea for hundreds of years did not communicate with the other party. If there was no communication, then there would not be human martial artists entering the restricted area for training. Moreover, Fatty Zhang had also said that Star Town actually had a course to learn the catacombs language. Moreover, it was not just in the past 2 years but had been around for a long time. This meant that humans had actually learned the catacombs language a long time ago. Why not make it public a long time ago for humans to learn? Actually, Fong Ping had some unfriendly judgments in his heart. That was to cut off the human's intention of making peace with the other party. Sometimes, this language would indeed cause some trouble. For example, surrender. Nowadays, the martial artists guarding the catacombs, no matter how strong or weak, would fight to the death when they met the catacombs martial artists. Both parties did not even have the mood to talk. However, if both parties learned each other's language, perhaps they would not kill each other as soon as they met. Now that they had begun to teach the catacombs language, it was probably because of the situation. At this stage, the hatred between both parties was as deep as the sea. Both parties were stained with the other party's blood. It was impossible for them to sit down and make peace. The higher-ups probably knew about the catacombs language a long time ago. MCMEU is not doing well. They only found out about it now. Fong Ping shook his head. This meant that in the eyes of the higher-ups, MCMEU was still not the decisive core of combat strength. However, this was also the truth. MCMEU's strongest powerhouse was only a rank 8. In the eyes of the human higher-ups, those who were not ranked 9 were not considered strategic powerhouses. Wang Jinyang was not interested in this. Instead, he asked immediately, "So, humans were captured alive?" "Yes." Fong Ping nodded. The person I asked just now said that he had seen Rose City's guards capturing human martial artists alive before. However, they had all entered the inner city. He did not have the right to enter. What happened after that, he was not sure. As for Teacher Zhang, I really don't know if he was captured alive. He's just a nobody. He doesn't know much. Having said that, Fong Ping added, also, there was no news of those humans after that. Even if they were alive at that time, they might have been killed in the later stages. Fong Ping sighed. This was very normal. On Earth, there were some catacombs martial artists who were captured alive. However, they were all used for experiments or as energy providers similar to MCMEU's vitality pool. These catacombs martial artists did not end up well. Similarly, when the catacombs humans captured human martial artists, they might also study them or ask for information. The probability of killing them directly was not low either. As for being imprisoned, Fong Ping felt that the probability was not high. After hearing this, Wang Jinyang sighed after a while. That's true. Then let's look around again. The Tianan passageway is now open. Today's battle between powerhouses has not stopped yet. If Teacher is still alive in here, maybe he will rush to Tianan City on his own. If that's true, then there's no point in looking. If he's captured, with Teacher's personality, he won't reveal anything to the public. It's very likely that he's killed. If he dies in Rose City, then there's no need to talk about returning. How about I go to Rose City to take a look? Fong Ping said after thinking for a while. Wang Jinyang's expression changed slightly. He shook his head. Forget it. There's no need to take this risk. Although you can conceal your aura, if you encounter a high rank, it'll be very dangerous. Moreover, you're a stranger. If you enter the city, you'll attract some attention. For Teacher's sake, it's already very risky to let you guys come with me this time. If I enter the city again, Teacher won't agree to it if he finds out. Beside him, Qin Fengqin yawned. This guy, I think he wants to enter the city himself. There's a huge mine in the city. Fong Ping frowned. Get lost. I don't plan to enter the city at all this time. Then don't go. Qin Fengqin chuckled. Fong Ping, let's look around nearby again. If we can't find anything, are you interested in accompanying me to the bounded zones? Get lost. You're crazy. But I'm not. Fong Ping looked unfriendly. A place where even rank 9 paragons could fall was much more dangerous than Royal City. Instead of going to the bounded zones, he might as well go to the Royal City to mine. Moreover, this place was too far away from the bounded zones. It was thousands of miles away. There were many dangerous areas in between. Fong Ping felt that there was no need to make this trip. After scolding Qin Fengqing, Fang Ping looked at Wang Jinyang and said, "How about this? Let's look around again. If there's still no news, then I'll go to Rose City to take a look and find out about the situation. Or we can go to some big cities and towns nearby first and capture some powerhouses to ask." That guy inside is only rank 2. We can find a rank 5 or 6 to ask. Maybe they'll know a little more. Before Wang Jinyang could speak, Qin Fengqing said immediately, "Yes, capture some powerhouses to ask. While the battle over at Tianan City hasn't ended yet, those powerhouses aren't around. Maybe we can snatch some real cities. Not just Royal City, but those small cities built by rank 7. I've looked around previously. There are 3 such small cities near Rose City. The nearest one is only more than 50 miles away from us. Let's hurry over and snatch it first. What do you think?" Seeing that the others were silent, Qin Fengqing egged them on. "What are you afraid of? Let's go into the catacombs and kill a few enemies to show our existence, right? Now that the battle is like this time we're here to destroy the catacombs. It's not a big deal if we destroy a few small cities." The more he said, the more Qin Fengqing felt that it was reliable. His eyes were shining as he said, "The Royal City probably won't turn out in full force. But in these small cities, if there are rank 7s, they've probably been conscripted. The ones left behind have achieved mentality-vitality fusion at most. Also, there won't be many of them. It won't be too dangerous. Mentality-vitality fusion isn't cabbage. If individual mentality-vitality fusion masters join forces, they can be killed. Everyone, this kind of opportunity to destroy a city doesn't come by every day. In the Tianan catacombs, there are a few types of energy fruits that can increase mentality. Now that we've cultivated to this stage, we'll soon face the weakness of weak mentality and being unable to withstand rank 7's attack. Take this opportunity to get some fruits that can increase mentality. This is a rare opportunity." Fang Ping was a little tempted by what he said, but he immediately scolded, "Shut up. We're here to look for someone, not to cause trouble. If we lure the high ranks in front back, then we'll be in trouble. What's there to be afraid of? Just take it as reducing the pressure on us grandmasters." Qin Fengqing's eyes lit up. He continued, "If the few of us can't even hold back a high rank when we come in, wouldn't that be embarrassing? If we lure a high rank away, maybe we can sacrifice one less grandmaster. Sacrificing ourselves for others and preserving the grandmaster's strength and lives is what martial artists of my generation should do. Fang Ping, if it really doesn't work, you can go around the 11 cities and blow up their energy mines. Maybe you can hold back 7 or 8 rank 9s. Then you'll be a great hero of mankind." Fang Ping's expression was dark. He gritted his teeth and said, "You want me to die right now? Not all the catacombs rank 9s have been mobilized. If we really lure back 7 or 8 rank 9s, I'll just be waiting for death." Qin Fengqing shrugged. "Do whatever you want. You won't give it to me even if you snatch it. Why don't we do what we did before, go around the small cities? Rose City has 3 affiliated cities. Snatch these 3 cities as a bonus. Then I'll go to the bounded domain." "Why do you insist on going to the bounded domain?" Fang Ping still had some doubts. Why did this guy always want to go to the bounded domain? Logically speaking, if he really wanted to snatch a few small cities, he would not have to take the risk anymore. Qin Fengqing coughed dryly. He laughed and said, "I'm going to see if there are any other opportunities." Fang Ping glanced at him. After a while, he said, "Did Fatty Jiang say something to you? Or did you see some ancient records again?" Qin Fengqing was actually a top student. This guy read a lot of books, a lot of things. He knew some ancient records that others did not know, but he did, especially some legends. This guy had a deep understanding of the catacombs. He had told Fang Ping before that some people had obtained great opportunities. Some people had consumed Holy Spring and became grandmasters in one day. At that time, Fang Ping did not believe this. Later on, Fang Ping believed it. For example, life essence. This thing was probably the Holy Spring that Qin Fengqing mentioned. There were also great opportunities and whatnot. Wasn't Zhang Tao like that? Back at Hedgehog Ridge, Qin Fengqing said there was 100 honing fruit. Fang Ping had indeed found it. This guy was very sensitive to such information. He felt that there were benefits there. Under normal circumstances, there were indeed benefits. This time, he wanted to enter the bounded domain from the beginning. Fong Ping suspected that this guy was hiding some secrets from him. Maybe there was something in the bounded domain that attracted him to look for it. Qin Fengqing said calmly, "Why would I? I just want to go and take a look. Crossing thousands of miles, there are dangers everywhere. You just want to take a look? Or are you just doing this for some energy stones? If that's the case, you might as well think of a way to dig the energy mine at Half Moon Lake." Qin Fengqing said unhappily, "I really just want to take a look." Seeing that the three of them were staring at him, Qin Fengqing was a little embarrassed. He said helplessly, "Why are you looking at me like that?" Fine. I'll tell you, okay?" Fatty Jiang said that he went back to Startown's library and flipped through some records of the bounded domain. The bounded domain was different from the catacombs. If the catacombs only had more energy, then the bounded domain was a real ancient immortal world. In the bounded domain, there were many treasures of heaven and earth of all kinds. For example, the holy fruit that could reconstruct meridians, the holy fruit that could reconstruct flesh, the divine fruit that could increase mentality. These were all worthless trinkets. Over there was also the eternal spring. Do you know what the eternal spring is? It's a pond made entirely of imperishable substances. Motherf asterisk Kerr, jump in and take a bath. Who knows, you might achieve a golden body. Also, there are countless ruins over there. There are some traces of martial artists from ancient times. I heard that there might be mentality cultivation methods. Of course, there might be, but Startown doesn't have them. Also, Fatty Jiang said that it's very difficult to produce a top powerhouse, but the bounded domain might have a top secret. In the past, Commander Li might have entered the bounded domain. In short, the bounded domain is very mysterious. Also, at the end of his sentence, Qin Fengqing said in a low voice, Maybe those genius martial artists who entered the restricted area, including the geniuses of the catacombs, might have gone to the bounded domain. You think they went to the restricted area, but in fact they passed through the restricted area and entered the bounded domain. Of course, this is just a guess. Whether it's true or not, I'm not sure. Also, there are many bounded domain. 108 territories, a total of 108 bounded domain. Actually, not every bounded domain has opportunities, but some bounded domain really has a lot of good stuff. My aptitude is not good enough, no matter how hard I cultivate. Even if I drink energy stones like water, it's impossible for me to reach rank 8 or rank 9 in a day. But in the bounded domain, everything is possible. This is also the only opportunity for me to break through quickly. Compared to going to the restricted area, the bounded domain is much easier. There's no one guarding there, no one watching over it. Even though it's full of dangers, it doesn't mean that I'll definitely die. As for the restricted area, I'm not you. If I go there, I'll definitely die. There's no way I can go there. Fong Ping stared at him for a while. After a long time, he said, I see. I was wondering why you kept going to the bounded domain. You came to the Tian'an catacombs probably because these high ranks have all left and are in the middle of a great battle. You think your chance has come, right? In the Tian'an catacombs, a great battle between high ranks was inevitable. Fong Ping and the rest could guess that most of the high-rank powerhouses would come to Tian'an City. And this was also Qin Fengqing's chance. Otherwise, with high-rank martial artists everywhere, it would be very difficult for him to travel thousands of miles. As he said that, Fong Ping suddenly said, You're thinking too simply. If the bounded domain really has countless benefits, would the catacombs just stand by and watch? The catacombs' powerhouses are fools. They won't take it themselves. Will they leave it for you? You're definitely lacking some important information. If you go, you might just be sending yourself to death. Qin Fengqing said indifferently, I'm a rank 5 martial artist. Whether I go to the bounded domain to die or to the royal city to die, isn't it all the same? Even if I go to those affiliated small cities, I'm usually sending myself to death. I'm sending myself to death wherever I go, so I might as well go to a place with more benefits to die. If I don't die, then I'll have profited greatly. Then why did you ask me to go? Fong Ping's gaze was unfriendly. You're going to send yourself to death. Yet you want to ask me? Qin Fengqin coughed dryly, seeing Fong Ping glaring at him. After a while, he said, That really, I think you have great luck. You won't die. With you as my protective talisman, I think I won't die either. You're just a mascot. With you around, my heart feels much more at ease. Cough, cough, cough. Beside him, Wang Jinyang and Li Hansong could not help but cough lightly too. What he said made a lot of sense. Actually, they thought so too. Chapter 489. An hour later, a small city appeared in front of them. It was a real city, not a town. There were city walls, guards, and a tall, energy stone lighthouse in the middle of the city. Fong Ping watched for a while, then turned his head and said, Are we really going to snatch? Cough. Are we really going to capture someone to ask for Teacher Zhang's whereabouts? Qin Fengqin said eagerly, Definitely. Royal City was too dangerous. In a small city like this, experts would definitely know more about it. They would also know some of Royal City's secrets. While the city lord wasn't around, he would directly defeat the other party. If you catch a rank 6 and interrogate them, there's almost nothing they don't know. Wang Jinyang glanced at the two of them. After a long time, he said, The two of you, I really don't have the fortune to enjoy your kindness. Wang Jinyang heaved a sigh of relief and said, We can enter the city to capture them and interrogate them. But it's still a little dangerous. There are at least 100,000 people in this city. There are thousands of martial artists, and I'm afraid rank 6 martial artists are not uncommon. Then Wang Jinyang added, We'll be discovered very quickly once we enter the city. Their qi and blood were extremely powerful. Martial artists could restrain their qi and blood, but only against people weaker than themselves. Once he encountered a martial artist of the same rank or higher rank, he wouldn't be able to hide it. Fong Ping did not say anything. He thought for a while and said, Let me check how many powerhouses there are in the city first. Having said that, Fong Ping rose into the air and disappeared into the night. There was no sign of Fong Ping's aura in the air either. Qin Fengqin was so envious that his eyes turned red. He scolded in a low voice, Restrain your aura and have a storage ring. Isn't that what a thief must have? This guy was born to be a thief. Why should he learn saber arts? He should just be an assassin. He definitely has a bright future as an assassin. Shut up. If you speak ill of me again, I'll kill you. Qin Fengqin was stunned. Damn, you didn't leave. At this moment, Fong Ping was right above his head, but he did not notice. Fong Ping, who was floating above his head, cursed. He rubbed his chin and said, I didn't think about it before. Being an assassin seems pretty good. With his ability to conceal his aura, being an assassin was also a good business. Qin Fengqin could not help but curse. If I were you, I would have made a fortune long ago. It's normal for me to kill a few rank 7s. Stop talking. He's gone. Li Hansong was speechless. This guy really talked a lot. 10 minutes later, Fong Ping had returned, landing soundlessly. He gently moved behind Qin Fengqin. Although Qin Fengqin didn't sense any energy fluctuations, he instantly reacted and slashed backwards with his saber. Fong Ping took a step back and cursed in a low voice. You're quite capable to be able to survive until now. This fellow's instincts were too sharp. Qin Fengqin snickered and couldn't be bothered to say more. If he didn't have some ability, wouldn't he have died long ago? How strong is the city? There's a city lord's mansion with 5 rank SAXS inside. One of them, I didn't dare to investigate. He might be a powerhouse who achieved mentality-vitality fusion. Fong Ping's expression was slightly solemn. He said, Also, there are a few mansions near the city lord's mansion. There are also rank SIXS. I've detected 3 of them. In addition, there was a military camp in the city where there were 2 level 6 experts. In total, there were probably 10 rank SIXS. There were about 30 to 40 rank 5 martial artists, but he did not count them in detail. There were even more rank 4s, at least hundreds of them. The few of us will not be enough to deal with 10 rank SIXS. one of whom is a mentality-vitality fusion. If the few of them joined forces, they could probably fight a mentality-vitality fusion powerhouse. However, there were 10 rank SIXS. If they joined forces, they could only wait to be blown up. An affiliated city, 10 rank SXS. This is not a weak force. Qin Fengqing whispered. Is the rank 7 city lord sure to leave? Fong Ping nodded. He shouldn't be. Otherwise, even though I've restrained my aura under the detection of mentality, if I come into close contact with the other party, I might still be discovered. Moreover, I didn't sense any strong energy fluctuations. You shouldn't be here. Fong Ping thought for a while and said suddenly, how about we destroy this city? Fong Ping licked his lips and said softly, if the 4 of us act as assassins, tell me the truth. Do you have the confidence to kill a rank 6 in one move? As long as the commotion is not too big, I'll set up a mentality shield so that the sound won't leak out. If we stay slightly further away from that mentality-vitality fusion martial artist, there's a chance to destroy all the middle ranks in the city. Wang Jinyang frowned. If we unleash our full power and ambush the other party, there's still hope. However, once we unleash our full power, our vitality will soar. There's no way to conceal it. Fong Ping calculated for a while. If one person restrained their aura, 1 minute would be 100,000 wealth. If 3 people, that would be 10 million. However, he did not need 3 people. Qin Fengqing was very weak. Fong Ping did not plan to bring him into the city. That would be adding 2 people, 1 million wealth for 1 minute. Half an hour would be 30 million wealth. Half an hour should be enough, right? Fong Ping exhaled and said, if the 3 of us enter the city, I'll use a secret technique to help you guys conceal your aura. How many times can you guys unleash your aura? I mean, the kind that can kill a rank 6 under an outburst. 10 rank SAXS, 1 with mentality-vitality fusion, and 2 more at peak. The rest are all below peak. Wang Jinyang gave him a look. Beside him, Qin Fengqing wanted to say something, but stopped himself. Fong Ping glared at him, not giving him a chance to speak. Wang Jinyang thought for a while and said, if it's the kind that's below peak rank 6, under a sneak attack, unleash your full power, and kill the other party in 1 move. The 3 of us can also kill it together. Then there's no problem. Killing these people is enough. Wang Jinyang said, if the 3 of us join forces and unleash our full power, it won't be difficult to kill those below peak rank 6. If it's peak rank 6, Fong Ping said immediately, if I'm prepared and the other party doesn't notice, even if I can't kill the other party in 1 move, it won't be difficult to heavily injure them. I'm just afraid that the other party will react. If that happens, there will be a huge commotion and we won't be able to hide. Li Hansong said, do we really have to do this? Fong Ping nodded and said, of course. This is a rare opportunity. You can help us conceal our aura? Fong Ping said in a low voice, there's a certain price to pay, and it's not a small price. If there are spoils of war later, I must get a bigger share because my secret technique consumes a lot of resources. That's not a problem. Kill more middle-rank martial artists now. It'll be helpful for the upcoming battle. The battle in Tiannan was not only a battle between high ranks. When the high-rank powerhouses from both sides entered a tug-of-war mode, the middle-ranked and low-ranked martial artists would also enter and start killing the catacombs' middle-ranked and low-ranked martial artists. This point was the same whether the human powerhouses killed all the catacombs' high ranks or not. If they really killed all the catacombs' high ranks, the humans' high ranks might withdraw from the catacombs. Because humans were weak. Once the battle between the high ranks ended and these grandmaster powerhouses massacred the middle-ranked and low-ranked martial artists, it would attract the interference of the Forbidden Zone's apex. In this point, the catacombs only interfered with high-ranked powerhouses. There were no restrictions on middle-ranked and low-ranked martial artists. If there were restrictions, humans would not do it. At most, they would just fight to the death. Beside him, Qin Fengqing finally had a chance to interject. With bloodshot eyes, he said, you can even help others conceal their aura? Yes. I want to go too. That won't do. Fong Ping shook his head and said, I'll have to pay a huge price for one more person. The more people there are, the more I'll have to pay. You can't kill a rank 6 in one move. It's not worth it to bring you in. If you're confident that you can kill a rank 6 martial artist in one move, I'll bring you in. Tell me, can you do it? Qin Fengqing looked helpless. I can't. Fong Ping said again. You have something to do too. If there's a commotion in the city, you'll cover for us outside the city. Create some commotion and lure some people out of the city, lest we get surrounded. How do we split the spoils? I'll take 50%. You guys take 2-1. Qin Fengqing pondered for a moment and said, Sure, but if I lure that mentality-vitality fusion out, then I'll have more. Sure. As Fong Ping said that, he took a deep breath and said, Both of you can't be more than 1,000 meters away from me. Otherwise, the secret technique will be ineffective. You have to end this quickly. Kill the 2 rank SIXS in the military camp first, then go kill the rank SIXS around the House of City Lord. Finally, go to the House of City Lord. Capture them alive at the House of City Lord too. You can't exceed half an hour. This place is not far from Tian'an City. The powerhouses are still fighting over there. They'll be able to rush here quickly. Understood. Wang Jinyang and Li Hansong were eager to try. Li Hansong's golden bones were starting to emit golden light. Fong Ping frowned slightly when he saw that. He said, Hold back first. The golden bones are too bright. Brother Wang's bone marrow forces too. When we get there, I'll set up a mentality barrier and kill them in one move. As he said that, Fong Ping took another deep breath and said with slight excitement, This is a city-destroying battle. To tell the truth, I've never fought against an expert who is fused with his lifeblood. I don't know how strong he is, but he's a tough one. After entering the catacombs so many times, he was either fleeing or killing in seconds. It's really rare to meet such an exciting opponent. The few of them could not help but laugh. Qin Fengqing mumbled, You've been running 4 times in the catacombs. You've run all the way from rank 3 to rank 6. I'll just call you Fong running next time. You have the cheek to talk about me? Tisk, it's because I'm with you that I'm being hunted every day. I'm alone, so I don't get hunted that many times. It's always when I meet martial artists of the same level or slightly higher level. How can I run? Beside him, Li Hansong said dryly, When I go down to the catacombs myself, I haven't really explored it. I don't know what's going on. When I go down to the catacombs with you, I keep encountering powerhouses. Seeing that they were talking, Wang Jinyang said helplessly, He only likes the good stuff. The good stuff is in the homes of the strong. Of course, he will only meet the strong. It was such a simple matter. Would Fong Ping be interested in ordinary things? In some small towns, the strongest powerhouses were rank 4 or 5. Would Fong Ping go? In some villages, the strongest powerhouses were rank 2 or 3. Would Fong Ping go? It was not that there were no relatively safe places in the catacombs. The problem was that Fong Ping would not go there. There were also some mountains and forests in the catacombs. There were middle and low-rank monsters. Human powerhouses would go there to kill monsters. Where would Fong Ping go? He would specifically look for places with high-rank monsters. It would be strange if it was not dangerous. Fong Ping was a little embarrassed. Stop talking nonsense. I don't want to cause trouble every time. I just want to stay in the catacombs in peace for a few days. Who knew that accidents would happen every time? As he said that, Fong Ping exhaled and said, Let's go. We'll leave the fusion of mentality-vitality for last. The mentality barrier is useless against him. If we fight, we'll definitely expose our whereabouts. This time, it's time for us to show our strength. Whether we can defeat the mentality-vitality powerhouse, we'll know this time. As soon as he finished speaking, Fong Ping cast an energy barrier on the two of them. In the next moment, they rose into the air and disappeared into the night. As Qin Fengqing watched them leave, he suddenly thought of a problem. He mumbled, This kid has a storage ring. The things must be with him. How much he wants to share with us. Isn't it just a matter of a word from him? Right? Last time when we were mining, this guy said he would give me 50%. Did he give me 5%? Also, He handed over so much to MCMAU. Didn't he save some for himself? There must be something good. At this moment, Qin Fengqing suddenly realized that Fong Ping definitely had a lot of good stuff hidden away. It was not just about the school credits. This guy was really rich. Maybe he should try to curry favor with him? Laurel City. That was the name of this subsidiary city. Although Laurel City was not too big, it was not smaller than a district in Magic City. Laurel City had a garrison of 3,000 people. Among them, there were thousands of martial artists. A small subsidiary city with thousands of martial artists was not a small number. At this moment, the lights in the military camp were dim. Most of the guards were already asleep. In midair, 3 black silhouettes descended slowly. The 3 of them were dressed in black tights. Even their heads were covered. Li Hansong felt slightly awkward. Was it necessary? They were strangers in the catacombs. Were they afraid of being recognized? However, according to Fong Ping, once their faces were exposed, it would not be good if they were wanted the next time. Doing business was not a one-time thing. If their faces and auras were not exposed, there would still be opportunities to do this kind of business again next time. Very soon, the 3 of them landed in front of a small building. Although it was a military camp, the 2 rank SIXS in the military camp did not live in tents. They had their own private houses in the military camp. As soon as Fong Ping landed, he began to release his mentality madly and began to set up mentality barriers. His mentality was not weak. He could replenish it at any time. The other party did not have mentality-vitality fusion, which meant that his mentality could not be released. There was no way he could detect these things. After setting up layers of mentality barriers, Fong Ping held the chaos-vanquishing saber in his hand and set up a barrier in front of himself. He said softly, "Later, the 3 of us will enter the door together. I'll use my mentality to blast him. Then, we'll attack together. Remember to hold back. Don't smash the house." Wang Jinyang said lightly, "You should pay attention to the control of your own strength." Fong Ping snorted softly, saying confidently, "A scholar who has been away for 3 days must be looked at in a new light. Do you think I'm still the same as before? On the day I stepped into rank 6, 1/ produced close to 5,000 calories vitality. Even if you guys self-destructed, you wouldn't be as strong as me." Wang Jinyang and Li Hansong's pupils contracted slightly. There was such a thing? They knew about Fong Ping stepping into rank 6. They also knew that he had slashed out the Sanjiao Gate in 1/. However, when Fong Ping said that 1/ produced 5,000 calories vitality, both of them still found it hard to believe. A rank 5 martial artist. A normal rank 5's limit was only about 4,000 calories vitality. In other words, the power of a rank 5 martial artist's self-destruction was really not as strong as Fong Ping's slash. Forget about rank 5, even early-stage rank 6 martial artists would only have about 5,000 calories vitality. Forget about these normal rank 6 martial artists. Even the prodigies of the real catacombs prodigies would not be able to achieve 100% control of their strength. Both of them did not speak anymore. They followed Fong Ping and flew toward the small building. The moment they neared the small building, Fong Ping's mentality suddenly exploded. There was a soft sound in the house. At this moment, Wang Jinyang slammed open the door with his palm. Bone marrow force seeped out of his body, and his saber slashed down. Li Hansong followed closely behind. His golden iron fist punched out. Behind them, Fong Ping's chaos-vanquishing saber flashed and disappeared. All 3 of them gave it their all. In the house, on the bed, a middle-aged martial artist's eyes flashed with a dazed look. Very quickly, he regained clarity. Under the explosion of Fong Ping's 900 Hz mentality, he could recover so quickly. The powerhouses of the Catacombs army were much stronger than Jiang Chao and the rest. Jiang Chao and the rest might be able to fight a rank 6 among the civilian martial artists. However, if they encountered the powerhouses of the Catacombs army, the difference in willpower alone was huge. This army general regained clarity in an instant. It was far from what those people could compare to. However, the moment he regained clarity, fear flashed in the middle-aged martial artist's eyes. Wang Jinyang's saber had arrived. Boom! A sound that was not considered loud was heard. The middle-aged man raised his hand to block, but his arm was chopped off directly. This was not enough. The moment his arm fell, Li Hansong punched out, smashing the other party's skull directly. Fong Ping's saber was about to fall, when he suddenly stopped, cursing in a low voice. I haven't even used my saber yet. F***CK. I can't block it for a while longer. Li Hansong ignored his complaints. He grinned uncontrollably and said, F***CK. This is too useful. Fong Ping, don't use your saber later. Just use your mentality to self-destruct continuously. Your rank 6 skull hasn't been honed. As long as the other party can't wake up from the explosions, it'll definitely be an instant kill. There had never been a time when he felt that a rank 6 was so easy to kill. Fong Ping was speechless. As he packed his things quickly, he said, if I self-destruct too many times, I'll become an idiot too. Do you really think I can self-destruct infinitely? How many times can you self-destruct then? 30 to 50 times. That's it. There are only so many rank SIXS. If you self-destruct 3 times, it'll be enough to make the other party unable to wake up. We'll kill them quickly. There'll be no movement at all. Wang Jinyang chimed in too. This can indeed end the battle quickly. You can use your mentality to self-destruct at full force. Just be a human-shaped shock bomb. Fong Ping cursed under his breath. He did not say anything and continued to search for things. He did not care whether they were good or bad, useful or not. Everything in the room was packed into the storage space. Even the rank 6 martial artist corpse was stored inside. We have to be fast. If someone comes to check, we'll be exposed. Let's go to the next guy. After Fong Ping had packed his things, he did not waste any time and flew toward the other side of the military camp. The 3 of them flew high into the sky. There were no energy fluctuations. The patrolling martial artists in the military camp did not notice that there were people above their heads. They did not expect that the military general would be killed on the spot before he could even make a sound. A rank 6 powerhouse, even if a rank 7 killed the other party, would more or less cause some movement. When a rank 7 attacked with full force, even if they set up a mentality barrier, there would still be energy fluctuations. As for the small building just now, there was no movement at all. In the dark, the 3 of them repeated the same trick and quickly landed on the second small building. This time, Fong Ping did not use his saber. He set up a mentality barrier and self-destructed his mentality. In the blink of an eye, he killed the second rank 6 warlord. These 2 people, forget about going all out, they did not even have the chance to show their Sanjiao gate. They were killed in a daze. At this moment, Li Hansong felt that he was about to swell to the point that there was no limit to his ego. When had he ever done something like this? Killing a rank 6 was like killing a chicken. A rank 6 powerhouse, whether on Earth or in the catacombs, was considered a powerhouse. There were a limited number of high ranks. In a royal city, there were at least 7 to 8 high ranks and at most 10. Rank 6 was the pinnacle existence in the eyes of the public. However, tonight, Li Hansong and Wang Jinyang had experienced the thrill of killing a rank 6 with one move, killing many at once. In the military camp, the 3 of them did not kill much. They only killed 2 rank SIXS to prevent being discovered early. When they arrived at the 3 mansions near the Castellan's mansion, the 3 of them slaughtered almost everyone in the mansions. When they saw Fong Ping take out a special spray from his storage space, eliminating all the smell of blood, Li Hansong and Wang Jinyang were dumbfounded. This was probably not the first time this fellow had done this. This experience was too rich. This spray that eliminated the smell of blood did not exist on the market. Even if there was, it would not have such a good effect. Fong Ping had obviously found someone to make it. As for the loot, Fong Ping swept it clean. He wished he could even move the tables and chairs away. At this moment, the 2 of them were also wondering how big this fellow's storage ring was. They had never thought about this question before. How big could a storage ring be? However, seeing Fong Ping loot the 3 families' belongings, including the 2 powerhouses' belongings, and even some ordinary energy lamps in the mansions, The two of them were shocked. It was a pity that this fellow did not become a thief. Fong Ping did not care what these two fellows were thinking. His storage space was 32 cubic meters. The space was huge. It was not a problem to store a few families' belongings. Moreover, he had enough wealth points now. If he really could not store it, he could just expand it. Fong Ping had already thought about expanding it. Sooner or later, he would have to store rank 9 monsters and rank 9 monster plants. It was not a waste to expand it now. When they were near the city lord's mansion, Li Hansong exhaled and said, I killed 5 rank SXS in 10 minutes or so. I killed 5 rank SIXS in 10 minutes or so. This fellow repeated it a few times. Fong Ping rolled his eyes. What did Ironhead mean? He was the one who killed them, okay? You just added a punch, and it counts as your killing? How could he be so shameless? He was too lazy to correct him. The corpses were in his storage space. Naturally, it counted as his killing. It was not his place to snatch the credit. City Lord's Mansion, 2 rank SIXS in the outer yard, 3 in the inner yard. 3 in the inner yard might be hard to kill with the mentality-vitality fusion. Kill the 2 in the outer yard first. When Qin Fengqing makes some noise, see if the mentality-vitality fusion guy leaves. If he doesn't, we'll kill him. Okay. Both of them did not talk nonsense. Even Wang Jinyang was a little excited at this moment. A rank 6 and 2 rank 5s. Tonight, they really had to do something heroic. As for Qin Fengqing outside the city, no one remembered him. Destroy the city. Even if it was just a small affiliated city, a rank 7 Grandmaster could not destroy it. Today, they had a chance to do it. After killing all the rank SIXS, the other middle-rank martial artists were not much of a threat to them. A few minutes later, the 2 rank SIXS in the outer yard were killed. Just as Fong Ping was waiting for Qin Fengqing to make some noise, an angry roar came from the inner yard. After killing 7 rank 6 powerhouses in a row, the mentality-vitality fusion powerhouse in the center of the city lord's mansion finally noticed something unusual. Fong Ping's eyes flickered. He said in a low voice, both of you hold that guy back for a while. I'll kill the 2 rank SXS. Okay. As soon as he finished speaking, both of them leaped into the air and headed straight for the mentality-vitality fusion powerhouse in the sky above the city lord's mansion. At this moment, Li Hansong gave it his all. His whole body was shining with golden light. The mentality-vitality fusion powerhouse in the sky above the city lord's mansion was scared out of his wits. He turned around and ran out of the city. Li Hansong was so stunned that he could not come back to his senses. Although he could not react in time, Li Hansong and Wang Jinyang chased after him without hesitation. At this moment, both of them seemed to have realized something. That guy, did he think that Li Hansong was a golden body powerhouse? The 3 of them left almost instantly. The remaining 2 rank SAXS in the city lord's mansion were still in a daze. For a moment, they did not know if they should feel lucky or chase after them. Fong Ping did not give them time to think. Just as the 2 of them were hesitating, Fong Ping attacked from behind. Celestiality intertwined on the chaos-vanquishing saber. Above his head, the Sanjiao Gate appeared instantly. Fong Ping gave it his all, slashing at one of them. Boom! An explosion sounded instantly. A brilliant red energy light exploded in the air. Bastard! The other rank 6 was furious and afraid. He cursed loudly, throwing a punch at Fong Ping across the air. Early stage rank 6? Fong Ping let out a cold humph. He had not reached the stage where he could fight same-rank martial artists for half a day. This time, the chaos-vanquishing saber no longer condensed celestiality. Instead, a blood-red color pierced through heaven and earth. A gigantic saber gleam slashed out instantly. Bang! An explosion sounded again. The other party's fist force was shattered instantly. The saber gleam swept past. The other party flew backward, blood spurting from his mouth. On the other hand, Fong Ping's vitality was restored to the maximum in an instant. Once again, he slashed with all his might. In the blink of an eye, Fong Ping slashed 7 or 8 times consecutively. The same rank martial artist opposite him had almost no power to fight back. In the blink of an eye, he was slashed into several pieces. In the distance, a deafening roar sounded. Wang Jinyang and Wang Jinyang were fighting with the other party. When the two of them were 1,000 meters away from Fang Ping, the energy shield lost its effect. Sensing the two of them's aura, the mentality-vitality powerhouse turned back in a rage and fought with the two of them. Seeing that, Fang Ping did not say a word. He flew away quickly. Today, the three of them teamed up. He wanted to see if they could kill a mentality-vitality powerhouse. If they could, then after this, as long as they did not encounter any high ranks, they could run amok. At this moment, almost all the high ranks in the Tian'an catacombs were fighting at the passageway. Fang Ping and the others could do a lot more. Just as these people were exchanging blows, Qin Fengqing suddenly appeared outside the city and killed all the guards guarding the city. Due to the disappearance of the two rank 6 battle generals, the military camp was in chaos for a while. They could not even organize a decent resistance force. Qin Fengqing, a rank 5, rushed into the city. In a short period of time, he did not even encounter a single rank 5 martial artist. He began to kill the guards who came to stop him at the last minute. Today, the city will be destroyed. Qin Fengqing laughed wantonly. How much could he gain from destroying a city? At this moment, Qin Fengqing did not even consider how dangerous he was. The rank SAXS in the city were either dead or injured. There were still a lot of rank 4s and 5s. Chapter 490. Inside the city, Qin Fengqing was fighting while bathed in blood. The aerial battle was too intense. Everyone was afraid of death, be it the catacombs humans or the earthlings. The battle in the air was extremely intense. These people could not just stand by and do nothing. Hence, almost all the middle-ranked martial artists in the city went to surround and kill Qin Fengqing. In the air, Fang Ping had also rushed over. The Sanjiao gate swayed in the void. Above the chaos-vanquishing saber, the power of the golden bones and the power of heaven and earth gathered in an instant. When the saber slashed out, the sky and earth changed color. Clang, clang. In midair, the blade made a clanging sound, followed by the sound of glass shattering. The expression of the blood essence fusion expert in the distance changed drastically upon seeing this. Similarly, the Sanjiao gate appeared above his head. It was not only the Sanjiao gate. This person's entire body was intertwined with celestiality, similarly slashing toward Fang Ping's saber gleam. Rumble! In the instant that the two saber lights collided, an extremely dazzling and resplendent light resounded in the skies above Moon Laurel City. Armageddon! At the same time, Li Hansong let out a roar. The bridge of the heavens and earth crossed the sky, and the Sanjiao gate vaguely turned illusory as it floated in the air. Then he punched out with a giant golden fist. Wherever the fist light passed, everything was destroyed. Around them, some of the martial artists who were just about to surround them didn't even have time to react. When the two saber lights exploded and a fist shadow streaked across the sky, their torsos instantly exploded. At this moment, mournful wails rang out incessantly, and the entire Moon Laurel City was silent for a moment. Wang Jinyang was covered in blood as well. With a loud roar, the bridge of heaven and earth appeared. In the void, the bridge of heaven and earth turned into a bow instantly. A thick blood arrow that seemed as though it was going to pierce through the sky was formed instantly. In the blink of an eye, an arrow pierced through the void. Boom! Powerhouses who achieved mentality-vitality fusion were the strongest below high ranks. They were even known as quasi-grandmasters on Earth. Such an expert was not someone with an undeserved reputation. The first slash destroyed Fang Ping's saber glare. The second slash was unleashed in the blink of an eye, destroying Li Hansong's fist glare. As Wang Jinyang's blood arrow pierced through the air, this top powerhouse of Moon Laurel City roared angrily. His body instantly exploded with an incomparably powerful energy, and the void around him seemed to be frozen solid. The blood arrow collided with it, emitting a series of heaven-shaking explosions, but it was unable to advance an inch. "You think you can kill me?" In the air, the long-haired man's face was pale and his eyes were cold. The three people in front of him were indeed very strong, so strong that even he had suffered a small loss against them. He had no choice but to use his full strength, even damaging some of his foundation. Although powerhouses who achieved mentality-vitality fusion could condense celestiality, they had yet to reach rank 7, and their mentality was weak. When they unleashed their mentality would also be damaged, and it would be a huge hindrance for them to enter commander level. But at this moment, this person couldn't care less. These powerhouses from the land of rebirth had launched a sneak attack on Moon Laurel City. Apart from him, all the generals in the city had been killed. If he didn't kill these people, even he wouldn't be able to bear the wrath of the city lord when he returned. Especially when he saw hundreds of people besieging a single person, yet they were actually killed until blood flowed like a river. The long-haired man roared furiously, "Moon Laurel Army, kill that person. If this person doesn't die, all of you will." In the city, in the military camp, after a moment of silence, close to 1,000 warriors quickly rushed towards Qin Fengqing. Even if many of them were rank 1 and 2 martial artists, no one hesitated at this moment. The Vice City Lord was furious. If they didn't kill the enemy, they would really be executed. Just as the long-haired man gave the order to besiege and kill Qin Fengqing, Fang Ping and the other two attacked again. Boom! A tremor was not loud, but an explosive sound reverberated in their minds. The long-haired man's face paled. The frozen energy barrier around his body fluctuated a little, and in the blink of an eye, it was pierced through by the blood-colored long arrow. The long arrow pierced through the man's shoulder blade in an instant. Not far away, Fang Ping's face was also ghastly pale, bleeding from all 7 orifices, but he laughed. How arrogant! While this guy was blocking the attacks of 3 people, he actually had the leisure to give the order to besiege and kill Qin Fengqing. Did he really think that they were vegetarians? You're asking for it? The long-haired man was furious too. Amidst his rage, there was a hint of fear. These land of rebirth martial artists were indeed valiant and unafraid of death. Self-destructing, immortal. The so-called immortal was mentality. In that moment, Fang Ping self-destructed his own mentality. In the long-haired man's eyes, this was unimaginable. Although he was shocked, the long-haired man did not resign himself to death. With a roar, the Sanjiao Gate became more realistic. In an instant, the first gate opened completely. Boom! Monstrous energy gushed out from the Sanjiao Gate, surging into the man's body. In an instant, the other party's aura skyrocketed. Fang Ping cursed furiously. Mother of Astra's cur. This was not going according to plan. This guy was not seriously injured and on the verge of death, yet he had activated the Sanjiao Gate directly. For a peak rank 6 powerhouse, the Sanjiao Gate had already been completely sealed. If he attacked with all his might now, it would no longer affect his combat strength. However, it did not mean that the other party could not activate the Sanjiao Gate. It was just unnecessary. However, once the Sanjiao Gate was opened, it meant that the other party had an uninterrupted supply of energy. At this moment, his combat strength would continue to skyrocket. However, once the Sanjiao Gate was opened, even if the other party had achieved mentality-vitality fusion, his vitality would still be greatly damaged afterward. The long-haired man activated the first gate. His aura reached its peak in an instant, the Changdao in his hand slashing toward Wang Jinyang. Wang Jinyang did not take the attack head-on. Upon seeing the situation, he shifted his feet hurriedly. Boom! As soon as he moved, the saber glow exploded at the place where he had just been. The sharp saber glow overflowed, and the buildings below collapsed one after another. At this moment, Fang Ping and Li Hansong had already attacked. The long-haired man brandished his saber, and a powerful power of the world burst out. In the blink of an eye, The two of them were covered in blood as they flew back. So powerful. Li Hansong was not arrogant at all now. The other party was so powerful. His semi-golden body was still fine after being slashed countless times by Li Fei last time. After that, it had strengthened a little. Now, however, it was badly mutilated by the other party's slash. Fong Ping, on the other hand, let out a roar. His golden bones were extremely dazzling. So what if you achieved mentality-vitality fusion? Fong Ping growled. The saber glow on the chaos-vanquishing saber pierced through heaven and earth. Some martial artists who rushed over from afar were instantly killed by the saber glow. Emperor Slayer! A roar of Emperor Slayer was heard. In the void, a faintly discernible silhouette appeared. The silhouette was instantly slashed in half, blood splattering all over the void. The saber phenomenon. The Emperor was slain. Celestial Slayer? Wang Jinyang exclaimed in surprise. Fong Ping's saber technique had indeed achieved full mastery. Celestial Slayer was a saber technique created by Zhang Dingnan himself. Zhang Dingnan's ability might not be too powerful, but that was only in terms of rank. Among the same rank, his combat strength was extremely strong. He had killed a rank 7 powerhouse before. The chaos-vanquishing saber had once tasted the fresh blood of a rank 7 powerhouse. As for the Celestial Slayer series of saber techniques, it was Zhang Dingnan's painstaking work. Its explosive power was also extremely strong. Right now, Fong Ping's saber phenomenon also meant that Celestial Slayer had achieved full mastery. What are you shouting for? Kill him first? Fong Ping roared. Old Wang was such a calm person. It was just a saber phenomenon. What was there to be surprised about? A powerhouse who achieved mentality-vitality fusion was really too strong. Wang Jinyang was only surprised for a moment. It did not delay his action. When Fong Ping attacked, Wang Jinyang also let out a roar and slashed with his saber. There were also some strange phenomena that appeared with this slash. It was not like Fong Ping's phenomenon where the Emperor's silhouette was slashed. Instead, it was the silhouette of a Changdao slashing continuously. 100 saber slash. On the other side, Li Hansong was also going all out. His entire body shone with golden light, waving his fists wildly at the other party. In the sky, the phenomenon appeared, illuminating the entire black void. The long-haired middle-aged man also began to go all out. With a furious roar, above his head, the second door opened instantly. At this moment, the other party's aura skyrocketed again. Even his mentality suppression was released. Boom! The deafening roar collapsed countless buildings below. Countless ordinary residents and low-ranked martial artists were killed instantly by the sound waves. A battle between high ranks could even kill rank 5 and 6 powerhouses. Although Fong Ping and the rest were not high ranks, under the battle of life and death, the aftershock force was also extremely strong. Not far away, a large number of martial artists who were besieging Qin Fengqing died instantly. Seeing this scene, Qin Fengqing laughed wildly and roared, "Fight this way. Don't waste it. Destroy all of them." At this moment, Qin Fengqing's body was riddled with wounds, but he did not care. Under his feet, there were already corpses everywhere. In this short period of time, Qin Fengqing had killed more than 50 martial artists. They were all middle ranks. Even a few of them were rank 5 martial artists. Tian'an City. At this moment, Tian'an City had completely disappeared. Only the vortex passageway was left. Outside the passageway, at this moment, dozens of Grandmaster powerhouses were on high alert, preventing the catacombs' martial artists from ambushing. Since they entered during the day, hundreds of high-ranked powerhouses were fighting, and the battle had not stopped until now. Rank 9 powerhouses were still fighting in front. However, some rank 7 and 8 martial artists had already retreated to recuperate, waiting for the next battle. On one side of the passageway, Lu Fengru glanced at Wu Quishan. At this moment, Wu Quishan's chest was pierced through. His golden flesh was squirming, but the wound could not heal. After staring for a while, Lu Fengru said coldly, "Idiot." Wu Quishan smiled and said nothing. After killing 2 rank 8 powerhouses earlier, he forced his way into the rank 9 battlefield and fought with a rank 9 city lord for a while. Zhang Weiyu took the opportunity to kill another rank 9, making the situation more favorable for the humans. However, he was not a rank 9 after all. The city lord powerhouses were not weak either. The other party and another rank 9 teamed up to fight Zhang Weiyu and did not lose. This proved his strength. Although Wu Quishan was strong, he was only a rank 8. When both sides fought until Zhang Weiyu killed another person, Wu Quishan's golden body was almost destroyed. Although he did not die, a lot of his imperishable substance was worn out. If Zhang Weiyu did not come back in time, he would have been killed. Lu Fengru called him an idiot and also scolded him for overestimating himself by participating in a rank 9 battle. Beside her, Qin Yaoding, who was also covered in wounds that could not be healed, laughed and said, "Vice-Chancellor Wu's combat strength is unparalleled. If not for Vice-Chancellor Wu's timely rescue, I would have lost this old life of mine. Now the other party has lost another rank 9. The chances of winning this battle are getting bigger and bigger. Vice-Chancellor Wu's contribution cannot go unnoticed." Wu Quishan blocked a rank 9 as a rank 8. He was also a rank 9 powerhouse, buying time and opportunity for Zhang Weiyu and the rest. The rank 9 who was killed also had half of Wu Quishan's credit. Lu Fengru did not say anything. Wu Quishan exhaled softly and said, "Now, both sides have 11 rank 9s. From the looks of it, we have a bigger advantage. I'm just afraid that those rank 9s who stayed behind will attack again." The catacombs sent out 15 rank 9s this time. 3 were killed, and the peacock monster escaped. The 15 were not all Tianan catacombs rank 9 powerhouses. There were still a few city lords who did not come. Some guardian monster plants and monsters were also guarding their nests and did not come. It was unknown whether they did not want to come, or felt that there was no need to come, or perhaps they just wanted to be their own king and did not care about the orders of the restricted areas. However, when the catacombs was in a crisis, these people might still attack again. As for human powerhouses, there were only so many of them. 1 dead meant 1 less. There was no way to send reinforcements from the outside. A worried look flashed across Chun Yaoding's eyes. Soon, he said, "It's useless to worry now. General Zhang and the rest have already started to break out of the encirclement. They're ready to attack the rear and disrupt their nests. As long as some of them retreat, we'll do our best to kill a group of them. Then we'll clear them slowly." Difficult. Wu Quishan shook his head and sighed. It's too difficult to break out of the encirclement. Almost all the rank 8s are targeted. As for the rank 7s, even if 1 or 2 of them break out, it won't be of much use. There are still some rank 7 and 8 martial artists guarding the various cities. There's no way to attack into the cities at all. Qin Yaoding was silent. If more people broke out of the encirclement, then it would be dangerous here. If there were less, not to mention whether they could break out of the encirclement, even if they did, they might not be able to make any impact. As the 2 of them were talking, a rank 7 martial artist beside them laughed. Didn't Fong Ping and the other brats leave? Will they lure some monsters from the Forbidden Lands to attack the city this time? If they can do it again this time, then they'll earn big. Lu Fengru said exasperatedly. Don't even think about it. Those fellows were not high-ranked. Even if the catacombs powerhouses found out that these people had left, they would not care too much. That was why when they left earlier, they were not stopped at all. However, counting on a few rank 5 and 6 martial artists to cause any big changes was just a casual remark. Everyone knew about the incident in the Magic City catacombs previously. It was just a coincidence that they encountered the monster's internal strife. As they were chatting, Wu Quishan suddenly looked into the distance and frowned slightly. There seems to be a battle erupting over there. It's not in our war zone. Battle? Our people? The few of them were a little surprised. The powerhouses who came this time were all nearby at this moment. The catacombs powerhouses were also sealing off the perimeter, ready to fight them to the end. A battle erupting inside the catacombs. Was it an internal strife or a battle between normal monsters and catacombs martial artists. However, Wu Quishan could feel it from so far away. The intensity of the battle was definitely not low. A typical rank 6 might not even be sensed by him from so far away. Although they were surprised, they did not think too much about it. At this time, the people who stayed here were all injured martial artists. After their injuries recovered a little, they still had to continue fighting at the front line. As for what was happening inside the catacombs, they could not be bothered. It would be best if the monsters really attacked the city. Laurel City. The battle had already gone on for 7 to 8 minutes. At this moment, Fong Ping and the rest were no longer fighting in midair. Instead, they had landed inside the city and were fighting madly. At this moment, countless buildings in Laurel City had collapsed. There were countless deaths and injuries. There were wails everywhere. Thousands of guards had also suffered heavy casualties from the aftermath of their battle. In the distance, Qin Fengqing's face was deathly pale. His body was covered in blood. It was unknown whether it was his enemies or his own. Panting heavily, Qin Fengqing, who previously clamored about destroying the city today, was now wailing, "Help." He could not kill anymore. There were too many people. At this stage of the battle, Laurel City's martial artists had also gone crazy. There were even some rank 5 martial artists carrying out suicidal attacks on Fong Ping's side. It was even more difficult on his side. A large number of low-rank martial artists were charging and killing at the front, depleting his stamina and vitality force. At the back, a group of middle-rank martial artists had even transported a siege crossbow and were shooting at him. This thing was usually not very useful. At this time, however, it was extremely dangerous. He was surrounded. The giant crossbow bolts were filled with powerful energy. When the crossbow bolts were fired, even Qin Fengqing did not dare to take them head-on. He would be shot and exploded. The giant crossbow bolts were fired continuously. At this moment, these guards did not care about what happened to the residents. When the crossbow bolts were fired, if they did not hit Qin Fengqing, they would often shoot and destroy countless houses. Countless residents died at their own hands. The catacombs' night was too dark. Even if there was an energy lighthouse in the city, the battle with Fong Ping and the rest had already destroyed the lighthouse. At this moment, in the dark, martial artists below upper stage rank 3 could hardly see anything. Laurel City suffered extremely heavy casualties. Not only those who were killed by the aftermath of the battle, but also many low-rank martial artists. In the chaos, in order to protect themselves, they would attack anyone who approached them without mercy. At this moment, in the huge Laurel City, there was not a single place that was not fighting. Qin Fengqing was shouting for help, but Fong Ping and the rest had no time to care. At this moment, Fong Ping and the other 2 were covered in wounds. Li Hansong's defense was slightly stronger than Fong Ping's, but he was the most heavily injured. His golden body had already dimmed. Not far away, the long-haired man was also pale. He stood with his saber, trembling all over. Seeing that Fong Ping and the rest were already powerless, the long-haired man laughed mournfully. "Forcing me to break 3 divine gates. All of you deserve to die." Up until this point in the battle, this person had even opened the last gate. However, although the opening of the last life gate allowed his injuries to recover rapidly, it also consumed a large amount of vitality. This time, aside from the opening of 3 gates, a lot of vitality had been lost. His path to a high rank was also about to be completely severed. Seeing that some rank 5 martial artists around him were slowly approaching, and a long-haired man was also approaching with his saber, Li Hansong, who was already exhausted, whined, "Stop playing. Kill him quickly. I can't hold on much longer." Fong Ping panted heavily, complaining, "I'm not playing anymore. Can't you let me catch my breath and rest for a while?" Vitality and mentality could be replenished, but the battle was so intense that he would also be tired. Right now, his entire body was extremely sore. Seeing that the people from Laurel City were approaching, Fong Ping took a deep breath and cursed, "You can really take a beating. You're still alive, but if you want to kill me, you're still too young." As soon as he finished speaking, Fong Ping's vitality and mentality were instantly restored to their peak. Without another word, Fong Ping's saber swept horizontally. A series of splashes of blood could be heard. The martial artists who had stepped forward were instantly sliced in half at the waist. The long-haired man took a step back, a glint of resentment and despair flashing across his eyes. Again, such a scene had already happened many times. Every time he thought that the other party had exhausted his strength, the other party would soon be full of vigor again. Just now, he had already given it his all, smashing Fong Ping's flesh and blood. He thought that he was really out of strength this time. He did not expect the other party to come again. Why? The long-haired man's face was full of indignation and anger. Why did it turn out like this? Fong Ping would not answer him, continuing to roar. Slay Emperor! The phenomenon appeared again. In the air, the phantom's blood splattered, dyeing the void red. The long-haired man used his saber to block, but it was somewhat powerless, and he kept retreating. Fong Ping's eyes flashed with joy. He quickly wielded his saber and charged forward, shouting, "Slay Emperor," continuously. One slash followed by another, slash followed by another. Initially, when he slashed with all his strength, the long-haired man still had the strength to fight back. Earlier, he could still defeat Fong Ping's attack. However, at this time, the other party's mentality was already exhausted, and the energy in his body was also depleted. The Sanjiao Gate could no longer provide energy. At this moment, facing Fong Ping, who was in perfect condition, a powerhouse who had achieved mentality-vitality fusion, although his physique was extremely strong, was still slashed until his bones were broken, blood splattering from his mouth. At this moment, the long-haired man no longer wanted to fight. Fong Ping slashed again, and the other party used flight step to escape. Before he could rise into the air, Fong Ping's mentality exploded again. Having exhausted his mentality, he could no longer resist at this moment. His vision went black. The next moment, Fong Ping's saber slashed, and his head fell to the ground. This time, Fong Ping was also slightly exhausted. He half knelt on the ground, panting violently. So hard to kill. In order to kill this guy, he did not know how much wealth he had used, how many times he had replenished his vitality force and mentality. A powerhouse who achieved mentality-vitality fusion deserved to be called a quasi-high rank. Fong Ping roughly understood now. In a one-on-one fight, he was still slightly weaker than mentality-vitality fusion. Even if he used all his trump cards, he could still fight the other party for a while. It was extremely difficult to kill the other party. This time, he could kill this person because Li Hansong and Wang Jinyang had put in a lot of effort, blocking the other party a few times, giving Fong Ping time. But a typical peak rank 6 martial artist is no match for me. Fong Ping weighed in his heart. If a typical peak rank 6 encountered him, the probability of being killed by him was very high. Martial artists who achieve mentality-vitality fusion might not be his match, even if they were slightly weaker. There are not many martial artists who achieve mentality-vitality fusion. On the Sino Nation rank 6 ranking list, only the top 20 or so have achieved mentality-vitality fusion. The rest have only sealed their Sanjiao Gate. Fong Ping was still thinking about this. Beside him, Wang Jinyang spat out a mouthful of blood and laughed. If you don't help, he's going to die. Fong Ping turned his head to take a look. At this moment, not far away, Qin Fengqing had already been surrounded in a small area. The guards were also in a killing frenzy, attacking him continuously in a suicidal manner. This guy was still shouting help, but his shouting sounded a little weak. When Fong Ping saw this scene, he was speechless. This guy was the one who shouted the fiercest just now. If he did not insist on destroying the city, the other party might not have fought to the death. Serves him right. At this moment, countless guards had died. Logically speaking, with this kind of casualty rate, they should have collapsed. In the end, Qin Fengqing insisted on using the catacombs language to shout, "Destroy the city." As he shouted and shouted, the other party did not retreat anymore. Instead, they killed until their eyes were red, and they began to fight with their lives. Although he said that, Fong Ping did not delay. His saber swept out. In the air, another phenomenon appeared. This time, the power was greater. The emperor's virtual image appeared. Blood spurted, filling the void with the color of blood. All the martial artists who came into contact with the blood exploded instantly. This blood was not real blood, but Fong Ping's vitality force. With his ability, killing these martial artists who were below rank 5 was not too difficult. After a while, corpses were everywhere. The few remaining martial artists also began to flee. Some of them had already seen the long-haired man's head. The deputy city lord was dead. Fong Ping could not be bothered to chase after him. He panted and said, "Start packing up immediately." Everyone split up. Gather at the residence of the city lord later. Wang Jinyang struggled to get up. Seeing that Qin Fengqing and Li Hansong were rushing to snatch things, he sighed and said, "Didn't we agree to capture someone alive for questioning?" The few of them stopped in their tracks. Fong Ping coughed softly. As he walked, he said, "There are still many people in the city. I'll go to the residence of the city lord and capture a few to interrogate." After saying that, Fong Ping left immediately. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.